There's just so many stuff. It is well. I don't sleep around. I don't do casual. You shouldn't be with... I can imagine that he frees now, as he's here now, and he's thinking about what Taste Buzz is doing in the house. He's at peace. Do you know that a lot of butterfly in the tummy is a trauma response? Real love brings peace, not butterflies. Real love is not supposed to make you anxious.
99% of the people that criticize me about my marriage are either not married today or have left their marriages.
The moment I feel like I kill this man, like, why would you do this to me? The first time Kia was going to come to the country was going through my dad. My parents were in the league of them MQ Abiola's. My parents were the first people to spray dollar in party. My parents were the ones that you hear Sonny Ade praise, you hear Barista praise, Ebenezer Obey. These people come to our house every weekend. Malaji Shafa or Alaji Alakela Konko, any real Lagosian will know them that they were the movers and shakers. They started going south financially. That was, I will start from scratch if I have to. And he went to London to start cleaning floors, to start all over again. Mom was like, I'll start from scratch, but I'm not going to go down to start from scratch. So there was two different approaches. So there's a lot of times when living with her mom, there was no food for days and months. Yeah, there was even sometimes that she would just lock us in the house and go for like a week. Hunger is mental. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want the body to sustain on only water, because that's water is the only thing you see, it would. You know those ideas that you say, if you eat carbohydrates, you will get kwashiorkor. I drank Gary for 7 months without break. There was no kwashiorkor.
Welcome to the Honest Bunch podcast. Thank you so much for your support. We didn't see them so that they tell us, say, do it like this, do it like that. We know say that because of the love we want to get for us, and you want us to curate even greater content. Remember, we told you that for season 7, it is everything that would impact your life, and I'm very certain that we're on course. By the special grace of God Almighty, we will not let you down. Please keep supporting us. With the hold updates, we know the hide updates. We are not wicked people. Now, what I want to tell you now about OhentPay. OhentPay. I beg, if you want to send money and you don't want problems, you don't send money finish, they call you, say it has not dropped, it has dropped. Why now? With OhentPay, it is smoother, it is faster, there'll be no stress at all. 190 countries around the world. And they get one special package. Based on say you want to go somewhere now, there's a mystery box. So as you they send money, you they win something, and you can't go somewhere, you can't enjoy yourself. I be baule faking summer. Yeah. Ooh, clock it.
That's my material. Talking about money. Somebody called me, was it last week? Talking about, I have 150K, I don't know what to use it for. And I'm telling her, haven't you been watching Honest Bunch? Don't you know about Resida?
You see, the problem with people is they like to commonize things. The person will just say 150K is small. Now what can I do with it? But with 150K, you can invest. Resida. This now people will be say, you know, go get problem if you do anything with them. They've been with us for a very long time and nobody has complained. Yes, I double dare you to come out and complain. Because they are very diligent and integrity is their watchword. Now with this your 150K, you can deposit for a plot of land, and your land will not just be sitting there while you are hustling to go and do fence or barbed wire. They are going to use that land to work for you, aka land banking. So your land is working, account is ringing, and things are moving smoothly for you. Resida, they will never let you down.
And don't say we don't care for you. Because we've brought CDK to your doorstep. Buy and pay small. If you pay up to 50%, you take your property and you go, and then you start paying. No pressure. What's the material? Throw more light.
No pressure. Let me
throw more light.
Very simple. So let me use a practical example. You want to buy your dream phone. Your phone is 120,000. But from where you are, SACPA is obstructing you. Tell SACPA that SACPA, CDK does not care where you stand. And what do? You begin to pay small. If the plan is, say, for example, 40,000 a monthly, you pay that 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, you know, in over a period of 3 months. But with CDK, once you pay up to 50%, come and be carrying it. And guess what? It is the same market price. So they will not say, because we are waiting for you to pay 50%, we are going to add one. They will not add anything.
No.
So what are you waiting? Gadgets, appliances, even motor. This one people are shouting moto. Now lie you buy moto. Very soon, self, you can even buy aeroplane.
Yes.
That's how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the amazing quartet. The people who bring joy to your life, who bring so much happiness. And it is my pleasure to do this every time. Now, when I want to introduce you, I want you to just reply with
Okay.
Yes, the not so little baby of the house. Beautiful, delectable, drop dead gorgeous. Omoti momsi toto gborosi momsi leti. Gen Z body with the fear of God. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Daitiko!
I enjoy that.
Thank you.
Salam alaikum. I come in peace, guys. Happy New Year.
Chummies. Hi, Chummies. For our South African brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say this. What is better than having one Nigerian woman in one space? Two beautiful Nigerian women. Ondo State pounded yam. Edo State palm oil. Unsuka palm wine. Abia State achara. www.asanbokoto.com. Egovi nwa 60 feet container on the high sea. That's you swallow it. Capable of causing traffic on the third mainland bridge even on public holiday. By the special grace of God. Incoming. Adazule Zuwa. Zini in your pajamas.
It's loungewear.
Okay.
It's
lounge
material.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
the tea
man.
these days.
As an solo boy sometimes. What we know is pajamas. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is an embodiment of wisdom.
Let's go.
If he were born during the days of the Old Testament, I am very sure that see King Solomon see him, they will be besties. Because wisdom plenty. You know, there are only a few people who can contribute meaningfully to any subject in this world. Anything where you they talk, in get contribution. And you know they talk just because of saying one talk. They talk because of saying get sense. This man is a table breaker. This man is an earth shaker. Ladies and gentlemen, God created radio, saw something missing and said, I want charm, I want charisma, I want radio to sound different.
Preach.
While they were importing people from America, God said, what you are going to look for in Sokoto is inside your Sokoto. And there was Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze!
Let's start with husband material.
Yes.
6'2" chocolate
God
dripping
said,
papi.
short people too much for this one.
Hey.
What do we do? Let's give them a thumb.
Let's give them a giant.
We are tired of Labubu.
And not just a giant with intelligence.
A
An
gentle
intelligent
giant.
man.
A gentleman giant.
Yes.
Towering above, not just with height, but with knowledge.
Yes.
Decent.
Yes.
Never misbehave.
Yes.
Faithful to his wife.
Get it.
A great father to his children.
Yes, yes.
He's dripping in his what?
You will never find him under any substance.
At all.
Always clear-headed.
Yes.
Thinks above his age.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, in his calling sky.
Father Lord, let your name alone be glorified. Ladies and gentlemen, see, this is a special introduction. Permit me, don't rush me. Because some people will say, rush it. I will not rush it. So, Nigerian history is replete with accounts of great women. We know, say men do their own, but the focus, great women. From the fearless warrior, Queen Amina of Zazau, to people who participated in areas where they said, now only man they go there, or they say, no, which man? Margaret Ekpo, Olufumilai Orasom Kuti. They came, conquered. Thousands of women from Bende district in Umuahia and other places in Nigeria that marched against tyranny and fought the warrant chiefs to stand still.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking of Falila Togunkoya. We are talking of Professor Bolanle Awe. We are talking of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We are talking of Obi Ezekwesili. We are talking of Choma Ajunwa. We are talking of Mary Onyali or Magbemi. We are talking of women who have put themselves to serve and they have been outstanding and astonishing. Enter the 20th century. This woman was born. And from when she was born, it was clear that she was different. The 21st century saw somebody who dared to tread where other people were afraid to. She made an important life decision, moved with precision, and has inspired a generation. While they were saying it is not cool to Galala, to Konto. She said, no wahala, bring everything together. I will do it. Before the Hilda Bassis and the Chef Damis of this world, she had written her name in gold in the Guinness Book of World Record.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, a mother, a dancer, a choreographer, a teacher, a lover, and not a fighter. The one and the only Dr. Kaffy
Oh my God. Man, that accolade. Let me just adjust my crown a little bit. It shifted it in place.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You are such an embodiment of inspiration.
Thank you.
Not just, healthy living, but because I've seen you today, you see this my stomach? Because I will say before some other people, I know they want to say it.
Guys, stop sounding like a broken record.
It's okay.
You are many things, but I know sure say this stomach get hope. You are joining me.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's focus on why we are here. Thank you so much. We're really very grateful.
I am so
And I would like to use this opportunity to make an appeal because we don't denounce you since so like babe.
Yeah.
Yes, now there are so many people that we have reached out to say, please help us speak to Kaffy. Help us speak to Funke Akindele. Help us speak to Agbani Darego. Help us speak to Mommy Jumoke Adejumo. Help us speak to Ibuku Awoshika. Great women that have done well. Let us tell their stories. It is not only about shaking bomb bomb. Or if I meet you in the morning, I'll bill you in the afternoon. Nigerian women do great deeds. Our mothers are examples. Daisy Coves in a Posh, very brilliant examples. And we want you to tell your story so that you can inspire young people. So please, I want to beg. Mommy wa Funke Akindele, Stella Damasos, Rita Dominic, Genevieve Unaji, Ibuku Awoshika, Jumoke Adejumo. If it is to cry, I will cry for you. Because we want you people to go.
It's okay. Don't cry.
It's okay.
Don't cry.
Thank you. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Yes.
And we are certain that at the end of this episode, as many young people who watch this episode until the end will learn of your story of resilience, determination, persistence, consistency, and ultimately it would help them appreciate hard work. And when they see people who are successful, they would know that a lot goes into it. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
Or even going through this or doing this. I think that we are in that age where a lot of young people, there's a gap in information and we need to balance the narrative. So thank you for doing this.
Very true.
Thank you.
You are most welcome, my darling. We love you here, and you and I are we go a long way.
Long way.
But you are so diverse in your personality. You said something off the camera today, and I was like, I've known this woman for this long, and I didn't know this, and I thought I knew Kaffy. So, the women we have in this generation are not like you and the women husband material mentioned. You strive for something. You are multifaceted. Most people see you and say, oh, the girl that won the Guinness Book of Record for dancing. There is so much more to Kaffy. Please, let us start when Kaffy was born. Let's tell the story from when you graced the arms of a loving father and a beautiful mother who I'm sure you inherited some of your resilience and intelligence from. How did it start?
Okay. It's a long story, but we'll try and keep it as much as impactful as it can get for this particular.
We love long stories.
We have time.
See water?
We love long stories.
As you are telling you, we are drinking the water for you.
Yes, we love long stories.
Yes, and a lot of it is in my book, by the way, and I wanted to bring copies for you guys as well.
Oh,
But
why
brought-
didn't you?
I brought a copy. Yeah, it's in a car. You can get it. I brought a copy, but I'm going to send individual copies for you guys. Thank you for doing this. It's very important that we have this situation. And when you spoke about a lot of young women not being like us, I would not want to categorize everybody in the same boat because I feel that I have been opportune to encounter a lot of young women. And there is a problem. And one of the major problems I see is the nurture for the nature. There's a gap. right? And as much as we have the whole movement of women supporting women should occur, we are not seeing enough women hold other women's hand to bridge the gap of where they also fought battles that got them to a point whereby they needed resilience to sustain and to overcome those challenges. A lot of these young ladies are like, I don't know who to turn to and I don't have mentors. And it's like everybody is busy. Even our own generation are busy trying to still understand how to hold on to ourselves so we don't disintegrate under the pressure of the now. So I think because of that, that's that gap you feel. That's what you're talking about when you say they are thinking about buying me this before I become that and all of that. All of that is all coping mechanisms, really, just survival tactics and another way to still be seen and heard, right? The stories that we can tell and the paths that we lay as foundations for these young people are going to help them a long way. I have met maybe out of 10 girls, 7 who want to do right. The voice of the 3 is just so loud. The 3 that is causing the commotion is just louder. But there's 7 girls in every 10 that want the right mentorship, guidance, information to do right. And I work with a lot of them around me. The story of Kaffy started out in the natural environment of a family setup in Africa, in Nigeria precisely. Polygamous in nature, but the difference is that my dad just didn't marry everybody in the same home. He just married different times. So married, divorce, married, divorce, married, divorce. So it was like a very, very large family, right? So I won't even call it, I don't know, do you call that polygamous anymore? Because it's not like he married all of them together. It's just like at the same time. So, but I'm like the middle child. I'm the firstborn from the middle wife, you understand? And we were 4 of us. And let me just say, my parents were major socialites. So I knew fame before I couldn't understand what fame was. My parents were in the league of them MQ Abiola's. My parents were the first people to spray dollar in party. My parents were the ones that you hear Sonny Ade praise, you hear Barista praise, Ebenezer Obey. These people come to our house every weekend. My parents set parties without it not needing to be an occasion or a holiday. My parents were the ones that they shut down the streets to party. You understand? From Isaleko to whatever, they shut down Lagos. So when you hear my parents name Alhaji Shafa or Alhaji Alakela Konko, any real Lagosian will know them that they were the movers and shakers of that. I think the first time I really saw anything that looked like fame was through my mom, really. And she was not a dancer, neither was she a performer, but she was well known everywhere. She was also a woman of so much power. She was known by the forces, from armed forces to Camp Salem to, do you understand, from naval base to, that's my mom. My mom had friends in every my mom was that woman that can enter anywhere without fear. My dad was so much of someone that has so much, I think I took his mind when it comes to being very industrious and enterprising. He was one person I know who owned many businesses under Shiledin Motors, Shiledin Farm, Shiledin Aquarium, Seasonal Travels. All of that, my dad owned that. So when it comes to being industrious, enterprising, being someone that you can give yourself to service, I got that from both parents. And they both had their strengths when it comes to that. Mom was the one that would say, Popsy were like, we're afraid to enter China to get. Mom say, we go to China, we don't need to know somebody. So my mom was all over the place. My mom goes to China, she goes to India, Delhi. She dealt with gold. She dealt with, the first time Kia was going to come to the country was going through my dad. My dad was like, he didn't just see the vision. You understand? The first time there's a vehicle then called, is this Subaru?
Subaru.
I call it Subaru then. Subaru. So that's the kind of parents that I had. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
But with all of that accomplishments, there's the core of the human inside of that. And that's where we all have our own flaws. You understand? So they were very enterprising. They were very thin, but they didn't have time to be as much of parents that they could have been. Right? So there was that little gap in there. The parenting that I was able to hold on to came from mostly performative parenting, where I put my child in the best school so that people can see that I'm a best student. So then, what's the best school? My child has to be there. What's the best clothes they have to wear? But are they wearing it for me or for them?
Wow.
Am I in the school for me or for them?
Wow.
You understand? So it was more or less like the natural African parenting, where you nurture to validate your own existence vis-a-vis the growth of the child in itself. Right now, I'm grown up enough not to want to blame them for it, but that is the programming they also understood. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, accessories. Children were the plan for the future. You are the bank of the north. You are the plan. You are what they say, retirement plan. Basically, that's what it was. In hindsight of all that they were doing, which they felt that was the good thing to do. Then we now had the whole idea of a broken home, where there was a divorce, and I was 11 at that time, and that's when life started lifing. The good thing about my parents is that because they grew with different backgrounds, my dad used to be like that A student kid, the principal's favorite, even became a principal in Ekwe Grammar School. Even after he left from student, he became teacher. From teacher, he became principal. That's the kind of my dad. My mom was street. My mom was Lagos Island babe. Street, but industrial, street smart and everything like that. And he joined those two together, definitely. There'll be a kaboom, right? And that is where I was able to see how they fought through it all, through those two different persona and upbringing. And that also created a clash between both of them as well. So where I see domestic violence from a perspective where the man, they beat the woman, I see my own mother stand up for herself. You carry knife, I carry a pestle. You carry fork, I carry something else. So we fight ourselves together. So I never saw a weak woman. I never saw dad get angry and is punching her mom sees day and say, help me. No, it's fight for forever. Daddy will run at some point. I don't want to face this woman. That was the guy. If Popsy want to punch her, she don't break bottle. She've got chook herself first. Oh yeah, who is bleeding first and how are we going about this? Yeah, so I had to watch all of that going on. There was a time, it's in my book, there was a time when they'll fight and we the kids have to hide every sharp object. So that let them do mano is still better than, that whole idea of, because there's always a knife or a fork or a broken bottle. So there was this particular day, this is a very funny story. They were fighting. When they say, everybody they talk, I don't know if I can speak your right here. Then this one, the next thing they search. So timber, they draw, they open the drawer. This one cannot find knife.
No sharp object around.
If they find bottle, she not find bottle. Both of them now paused in the parlor in the middle of the fight. Don't know.
See weapon lady.
Exactly. So my dad was like, I like it. Orin kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. Mo rọ́bẹ̀. The other one was like, èmi náà ní bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo wá gò mi ò rí. And like, every of the children were at one corner peeping and waiting for the reaction. Then they just like this. Ẹ̀yin ọmọdé, ẹ wá bí wọ́n. Ibo ni gbogbo ọbẹ̀ àti kìnìún family. And we're like, we hid it. We were so traumatized that time, but we didn't understand. We're just like, we hid it so that your mommy would not use it for each other. That was it. And it looked like, it kind of like funny story now, but then it wasn't funny. It was like, they could kill each other, that kind of stuff. So I was opportune. I see it as a privilege and opportunity to have been through the best of both worlds when it comes to parents, upbringing, and all of that, because I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when the divorce occurred, that was when it dawned, because one parent wanted to take the child. So there was this custody thing, and it wasn't too deep because Popsy at that time felt, I'm not even financially, so things started going south financially. I'm not financially buoyant enough to take on you guys. Your mom's, she's more established than me at the moment, so I would rather leave you guys with her. So I really wanted to go with my dad. I connected more. So that's the thing. I connected more with my dad than I did with my mom. I connected more with his structured mindset. I liked the way he was very structured, very, outline person, disciplined. I saw my mom a little bit of rough around the edges. And I'm like, I don't think I want, and as a female, I didn't think I want to be that. Do you get what I'm saying? Even though I liked a lot of things about my mom, but I preferred how my dad put things in order. And I kind of like emulated a lot of that back at him.
And you were 11 at this time?
Yeah. I did that back at him. So even when they gave me money then to go and buy lolly or ice cream to school, 50 kobo, I always saved my money. I wanted to be as industrious as my dad. I will iron it. They were having a notes, 1 naira note, 50 kobo was notes. So I will iron my notes and put them in a wallet. I will cut up calendar and cut it up like the way you cut up checkbook. And I'll staple it together. So when Popsy and Momsy want to borrow money from me, I'll tell them they have to sign. Before, I was that kid. I was that child that likes to do things orderly. I'll iron my money. I want it to be clean. I will save. So from a child, I learned I wanted to know how to buy things for myself. So I never asked my parents for toothpaste, all those little things. I did it by myself. So I saw that from my dad. So I wanted to be like that. So I wanted to be with him. I felt I'll be better off
with him.
And I think on the other side, I think also I was trying to get his love and acceptance, because I heard that when I was born, he was hoping I was a boy. So it made me want to be like a boy so much as a child. Like anything a guy can do, I was learning it. So at a young age, between 5 and 9, I was very, 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 I focused on how to change tires. Anything guys are doing, anything my dad did, I wanted to do, because I felt I wanted to compensate for the idea that I wasn't the first child, I wasn't a boy. So I was like, okay, so that he doesn't miss that idea that anything that a male child could give him, I should be able to give him. So I saw myself needing that validation from him. And that separation now is not like the person that is helping me to believe that I am essentially worthy is now going away. Now I have to stay with my mom. I don't know what, and to me in that time, I didn't think she was that responsible enough to be able to put us in that light, and we stayed with her. And that's where another level so staying with mom is another thing. It is now as an adult that I realized that woman was going through a lot of mental breakdown, because there were so many things that we went through with her, that now as a mother, and now that I'm grown and understanding human behavioral psychology and stuff like that, I realized that we actually risked living with someone who was also trying to survive from the trauma of the breakup, the trauma of investing in a relationship for so long, and it got torn apart. And the idea of, where do I start again? I'm a socialite, somebody that in Yoruba they say money no. You understand? And I'm going to start from scratch. I can't. So dad was, I will start from scratch if I have to. And he went to London to start cleaning floors, to start all over again. Mom was like, I'll start from scratch, but I'm not going to go down to start from scratch. So there was two different approaches to that. So she was still trying to live above her means and do certain things that just to try and keep that image that she has worked so hard to. And that had an adverse effect on us. We had moments whereby she would just have a psychotic break, and she would just put all of us in the center of the house and say, you are the reason why your destiny should start providing for me, because you are the reason why I'm not anywhere in my life. No. So just look at you, say, ele that your no. And you are just literally looking at yourself and say, how did our own Eleda cause problem to our mom? You know what I'm saying? It's a very deep story, and I, like I said, there's a lot in my book, and I don't want to have to share everything here. But the reason why I'm trying to tell this narrative and really punch deep into this kind of scenario that tears people apart, it's not just the family tearing apart. It's the mind of the young people in that marriage, in that home, that is tearing apart. And I'm 45, but I've spent the last 10 years of my adult life trying to fix that tear. Because that tear leads us to making the wrong decision with who we marry, the wrong decisions of why we're even pursuing life at all in the first place. Because you don't even know what it is that you are living for. Are you living to erase? Are you living to create your own existence? Are you living to even understand the essence of the validity of your existence? It's too much for a young person to uncover. And that is what an average young person out there is dealing with. You're dealing with the pressure of mom, dad, and all their own decisions. And how they put you in the middle of that decision and find somewhere. And children, we absorb the blame, because we're going to look like, okay, maybe if I was not born, maybe mom will be freer. Maybe if I'm not around. So the next thing I did think of escape route. How do I run away to give her more time to be herself? Then she started making a lot of decisions that were unfavorable to even a girl child, You know, you're talking about girls saying, give me this or give me that. We have mothers that will say, this one, why are you bringing man to the house? And Hope is the one that have car.
Yeah.
Hope is the one. Yes.
At what age?
I was like, first of all, the first time she started suspecting me with her own men, we know because of the divorce, she had different kind of people, was when I was 13. You know, she'll have different men that she's dating. And all of us, we will see those men as daddies or like want to,
uncles.
because we're also missing that. But the closer you are to the men, the more she's insecure. And there was a day that I was stripped naked in front of that man in the living room and punished for even just helping daddy clean. It was shaving and, you know, there's a bleeding on the shave. And she walked into the room when I was saying, Daddy, see. And it was misinterpreted. And I was flogged naked in front of the whole situation. That had its own traumatizing effect, you know, on the mind on its own. Then you are thinking, but that's my mother. Will I do that to my mother? Why would my mother even think of that of me, the daughter? Are you seeing that transfer of insecurity and all of that from mother to child? It's done subliminally, but it's going to have its own effect. I need to lay down the foundation before we go to the crux of where the inspiration is. Because you can't go to the inspiration without going to where the gutter of where it is that you had to come out of to be here. Because it's easy for people to look at you on the TV and just say, grass to grace story. She danced, broke record. And that is not the crux of what has kept me resolute to my vision and my mission. It's deeper than that. That is not the reason why I'm passionate about young people. It's because of how many kids, girls can stand a chance against the power of the voice and the emotional abuse and blackmail of a parent to be able to break free and believe that they can make certain decisions that is better for them even if it's against a parental hold. How many kids can survive that? That's the reason why we're telling this kind of stories, for people to be able to see themselves in it, that, oh, Kaffy went through that. So I can take that. So me rebelling against a parental mindset doesn't necessarily mean that I have dishonored God. God didn't say don't disobey, say don't dishonor. So there's a way you can pull away from something that is wrong in your soul without having to dishonor the person that is wrong, being wrong. I don't know if that makes sense. So back to my story, and that was that dynamics. And there was a time when I was now between 14 and 15, the conversation started changing to, you go out and maybe a man makes a pass at you, and you're like, Mom, can you imagine this person did that? I was like, so what did you not do? So why did you not now do this? And why did you not now do that? So all of that was confusing for me because I remember being whipped, beaten to face your studies, be somebody great because, you know, don't play with boys. Then from the same system that I said, stay away, the same system is saying, what are you now waiting for? I couldn't place that, but it was something that stood in my heart. Number one, I knew God since I was 5. When I say knew God, there's an existence of the presence of God in my life since 5. I was 5 years old, and I could feel it, and I could tell it, and I could nurture it. So there's a spiritual angle to me, right? And that was the inner intuition and guide to say, this is right and this is wrong. And that was what I was able to fight through and keep myself grounded despite all that was going on. It was the God factor inside. And that was what I was using to navigate, okay, I need education. So I was big on education. I was like, I need to go to school. I need to finish school. With our mom, it was erratic. So a lot of time I was homeschooled, which is one of the reasons why even homeschooling my children right now, I'm not fazed about it. They can be anything they can be, even if they're homeschooled. I homeschooled myself a lot through my educational journey from secondary school, from primary school. When I was put out of school, I did not do GSS1. I did GSS1 over like one term. GSS2, GSS3 was at home. I had to read at home myself. I'll go to JAM to go and get syllabus, go to the GCE center, get syllabus and start reading at home so that whenever it is that she can afford school fees, when I get to school, I can catch up with what was going on in school. And I did that brilliantly. So that was it. It was erratic, but I was dogged until we moved to our uncle's house. I found my uncle through a very miraculous means as well. It's in my book. I ran away one day from my mom after multiple attempts of escape. And when I ran, I ensured that I was running for the reason of, if I don't do what is right, because of what she's doing wrong, then we are going to be wrong for the rest of our lives, because when she cannot even do again, who is going to help her? Like if I don't help myself, I can't help my mom when she can't help herself
Anymore.
And I had to make that decision. And I had 2 siblings still with her, and I had to run first. I didn't know I run into. I just know that one day she sent me on an errand. You know how your parents sometimes send you on an errand. Now them they offend you, but they'll send you on an errand to deal with the person that they offended. Right, that you're offended, and you are looking at yourself like, why am I going to call police for somebody that Mopsy did wrong?
She sent you to call the police. Not even say go buy something.
No, like say go and meet this person so that you can come and arrest somebody. And the driver that was taking me there was like, this is abuse of power. This is abuse of power, right? I said, yeah, those kind of drivers that they don't that carry you a lot of times so they can have that conversation with you. And they're like, how old are you now? I said, I'll soon be 16. He said, good. He said, something I want to tell you today. That was the driver. He said, your mom can be sending you on these errands now as a child, and the consequences might not show up on you just yet. But there'll be a time that you're going to be an adult too, and they're going to see exactly what they see in your mom in you. That's all I needed. That was all I needed. He said, if you don't change what you don't like about your mom now, and she's still using you to be able to do what she wants to do, before you know it, people will see it as you doing it, not her. I just got down from that car. I said, go back, tell her I'm not coming back home.
Yeah?
I don't know where I was going. I didn't know. I just knew that, when you've already been playing how you're going to go. And that was just, that word that man said was, I said, if I don't fix it, everything will scatter. I'd rather she hates me now. I'd rather suffer now. Yeah, I'd rather suffer now and get it right with life and come back than risk being what I am trying to escape. I don't want to be that. And you will be that subliminally. You won't even know you are that. A lot of us are very much like our parents without even subconsciously. You have to catch yourself. You have to catch yourself. You have to be so self-aware to say, I can't, no, this is mommy replaying again. This is daddy replaying again. I have to be conscious to catch myself so I don't become that. So I ran. And when I ran to one of her friends. There's always going to be a friend that comes around that you might just be able to trust a little bit. So I ran to her. And she was like, okay, I won't let your mommy know that you are here. The mom started searching for me. Then there was one particular day she came to this particular friend's house. She said, I know my daughter is here. I was hearing it at the gate. I was in the cupboard. I was hiding in the cupboard. She said, I know my daughter is here. I need to get her. Blah, blah, blah. I almost came out because I came down from the cupboard and checked through the window. And I peeped and I saw my sister, and I could see Bimbo crying and trembling. Like, when another child doesn't know that she's missing, she's stolen, she's kidnapped. You just say that your sister is nowhere to be found. She was the one person that nearly made me come outside and say, this is me. But that voice said, remember why you ran. And that was the most difficult sight for me as a young person at that time, because I was still trembling from the pool of, I'm running away from my mother. Is my mother. Do you understand? That old African pool you have. I was still trembling from that, and I've seen my sister, and I still have that vision of, you got to make it right. You are made for more. You got to find what that more looks like, and you can't find it where she is. You can't. So, and that was it. I guess the miracle that happened a few weeks after, when the whole drama, she left and all of that.
Oh, sorry. You ran away, and you were away from home for a particular period of time.
Yeah.
Like how long before she came to look for you in that house?
It was a few weeks. Like she was looking for me all around the place, like a few weeks.
And the other woman kept you.
She kept me. She was taking care of me. I was also taking care of our kids. I was just being her. She was like, because she saw all the things. There's somebody that can see it and say, this person is not healthy for these children. That kind of stuff. But
toxic.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what to do. So me running was like, okay. So she was already planning with her then husband how to take me to a school outside the state. So I was ready. They're already buying a boarding house stuff. So they're already trying to see how to help me so that I can, because the education was what I was just hammering on. I want to just finish school. Let me go to school, that kind of stuff. And that was what you're helping me. So there was a day, her brother, that's a lady, brother came to her house to spend the holiday. And while she was on her, the guy just said, what's her name? He said, Shafa. He said, wait. Because the way we grew up, our parents caged us. We don't know where any family members were. All the whole idea of polygamous home. Don't go to this person's house if you eat there. They will kill you. They will poison you. So because of that, we were really caged. We don't know anywhere. And because of how we grew up, and we are fair, other children were dark. There's also that mindset that we were like treated like the superior kids. You understand?
We are the Shafao.
Yes, we are the Ajibota Shafao. We are the Fone babies. You understand? Because we're in London most of the time. So that even brewed more animosity among the whole family system. So we're that ones that were the Oyinbo babies. You get what I'm saying? So we're very protected. So we didn't know anywhere. We only know Mommy Suilere, Daddy Suilere. That's it. We hardly could know anybody except they come to the house. So for him to come to the house to visit her, and it was like, Shafao? I went to a school with a Shafao. Do you have somebody named? You mentioned my cousin's name. That's my uncle's son's name. I was like, yeah. I said, oh, that's the firstborn of my uncle. Yeah, I went to the same school with him. I know your paternal, your father. I know his house. He's here. I said, please take me. No. That was in 1997. I was 17 then. Right? So I was like, please take me there. So that was when he took me to my grandfather. That's when I saw my mom's dad. That was my maternal. I saw my mom's dad. He was also very fair. He was like Daddy Freeze. He was very fair. Like, I saw him, and it was like, he doesn't really talk much. I don't think they had a good relationship and all of that. He said, but he can point us to my uncle's house. So that's when, in 1997, April 1997 was when I got to my uncle's house. And that's what changed a lot of things for us. Because our uncle, my dad was the last born. My uncle is the firstborn. So it took us in. Him and his wife, they took us in. And we had to do some. Yes, now me and my siblings. There's a story to how I went back to go and collect them. It was mission impossible. Because I had to find a way to escape it was raid from a tembe, because it was a matter of dodging cars. Where is she? She has gone out. Oh yeah, she has gone out. This is the time she goes out. Oh yeah.
No, please give us that gist.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
No, give us the gist very well, because as I'm already seeing the car,
behind
the car, he's interested.
And I'm sure that car was 504.
It was like, around that car. Yes, I think so. Right, it was Mitsubishi. It was a Mitsubishi. And it was a case of now that my auntie's, that my mommy's friend that I stayed with, her brother was now so passionate about this story because he's heard my story. I was like, we must get this family reunited. We must get your brother. I said, I want just for my brother and my sister. My brother is autistic, by the way. So that was another thing that I need to get my brother, I need to get my sister, I need to get them out of this situation. Do you get what I'm saying? It was okay, how do we do it now? I said, okay, this is where we are staying right now. Because we're staying from one hotel to the other. We're not having a stable place to stay. We moved from one hotel to the other. I said, this is the hotel that we are right now. I gave him the address and was like, how are you going to get your sister? He said, don't worry. He took a picture of my sister, found it, and said he would lurk outside and wait till whenever any of them is sent on an errand. And that's what he did. So when Momsi, he said he saw Momsi pass, then he now saw Bimbo walk past. And when he saw Bimbo, he knew that she was the one because she looked like me. He knew that she was one. So he called her and gave her a letter. And I already scribbled that this is where I am, this is uncle, follow him, and everything like that. That's how Bimbo now told him, okay, Momsi went somewhere. She's not going to be back until this time. Wow. Oh yeah, let's run into the house. As they ran into the house to pack, and you understand, as they wanted to get Bimbo, Olabi went somewhere and we couldn't find Olabi. So like, let's just get Bimbo first. So as Bimbo came out, Bimbo was not like, they were hiding out. As they were coming out of the compound, Momsi was already walking towards it. They had to duck under a car and wait. I waited for her to pass. It was just a lot. It was like a movie. So I remember that night when they brought my sister, when they opened the gate and I just saw Bimbo. Like, it's like, God. Like I could see my sister again. That was like, the height of it all. That's when the old battle for custody. Now, so my uncle is a very well organized man. You understand? He was a senior staff in Strabag Construction Company. Then when Strabag was still in Nigeria, Strabag was like Julius Berger. They're like two companies that
rivals.
Really, yes, and like that. So he was like, okay, we're going to do this thing legally. We're going to file for custody. I'll take custody of you guys. So that was when they had to write to the welfare. So Nigerian welfare is strong, so they have to look for her, try and mediate. Okay, where is your last born, the son? She doesn't know where my brother is. The next thing, we found out that my brother was left. Like, she sent him on an errand, shut the door and drove away.
Yeah.
That was it. So people in the area who knew us sent a letter to find wherever we were. I don't know how the letter shall got to where we were. Found us and now said, your brother is living like a destitute on the road. We have found him, but we are like 2-3 homes that he goes to. They feed him, they do whatever, so that who is going to come and pick him? That was how we shall have to find a way to find my brother. And we got my brother out as well. And we all now started living with my uncle. My uncle put us in school. I started going to Coca Secondary School. Or really, I used to have a very, very long hair. But Coca, they have to cut your hair short. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to cut my hair. I was like, see, as long as I'm going to go to school, I don't care. Let it go. I remember going to the salon that day, cut hair. Now all the barbers and they're not doing meeting on my hair. Which kind of long hair is this? Nigerians are looking for hair. You're cutting hair.
Yeah.
I was like this. There's just one uncle that was like, the poor girl wants to go to school. You're there worrying about hair. Can you let her cut her hair? So that was another, all of those things. And we started living there, and there was another part 3 of living in your uncle's house. That's another story for the gods again.
We want to hear it, Kaffy. That's why you don't notice that we don't ask you any question. We just quiet, they listen.
Yeah, so living in my uncle's house was another thing because, it's another person's child, your brother's children staying there, and Mommy Sule is a handful. Everybody knows that, even our children, even they watch this, they'll be like, our mom, see, she's a handful. But that was where I learned the other part of resilience, because I was crying almost every day in the house. I was like, wait, God, what's your plan? Like, is it that I'm entering from fry pan to fire or all of that? Because she was not a very easy person to live with. But one thing that I learned to do in that house, and that's what has worked with me for life, and I'm going to go to my grave with that principle. Nobody has the power to break you more than the interpretation of the breakage that you give it. It was on here.
Say it again.
Nobody has the power to break you more than the interpretation you give for the breakage. If you say they are breaking you, then you're breaking you. But if you say they are building you, they are building you. So for every
It's
time,
your interpretation.
it was my interpretation. I just changed the interpretation. I changed the narrative. So for every time she thought she was punishing me so that I don't get to go to school on time, I took it as, okay, this is a challenge. Now I'm going to be 10 steps ahead. So for every errand, I've done the errand 10 times. In fact, you will say, oh, but also, if she sells ice block, you're like, if you have to tie 100 bags, why should I tie 100 bags of ice block before going to school? You know that I'm a prefect and I have to be in class 7:45 before assembly bell rings. You need to be, there's always something that will be done to just frustrate you. You understand?
Have children of her own.
Yes, and children are all grown up. They don't even live with her. They're all in America. Do you get what I'm saying? So you had that whole situation going on, and you're in that home, and you're like, okay, is this training or is this trauma? Because they call it training, but it's not training. Do you understand? I trained myself with the trauma. You understand what I'm saying? It's not training.
In spite of the trauma.
In spite of the trauma. I did not. Do you understand? So I should tie 100. If trying 100 pure water, abi block is what will give you satisfaction. I will wake up at 2 a.m. I will tie 200. So that by the time you wake up, there's nothing. So when you say, Kaffy, I should take block, and money shema 100 money can share, money 150 ma. Show that if for thank you, told you to want to thank you was the money motive for land, ma. Show me that in Ransom, motive Robinson, ma. The floor is green on the side of the corner. I said, I've scrubbed it, ma.
All the message, including one way they
You
don't send them.
cannot catch it me any longer. And for every message that looks like a punishment, I just turned it to workout. I remember the time that on our streets, that clothes is like the neatest clothes, Akiola Justin clothes. People always wonder why it's neat. This knuckles made it neat. I brush concrete, tarred road. I did brush, I did clean. People have caught me, brushed it. It said it mustn't be green. The floor outside mustn't be green.
So you now brush the whole street?
Yes.
Are you the local government? You see the local government chairman?
You just have to brush
For
the street.
streets.
You have to brush the street.
Many of our parents thought they were training us.
It was training.
Trauma, they traumatize
It's not
us.
training.
People are lucky.
Yeah. So I was scrubbing this, and it gets to a point, I now have 2 times, 3 times in a year. In fact, when rain starts to fall, I know I've had fun. I turned, all the thing is fun. So I was like, yeah. So as I'm doing, I'm like, oh my God, my abs are enjoying now. I'm like, oh, this biceps is going to be so cool by the time I'm done.
What age was that?
I was like 19, 20. You
Because
understand?
you knew about abs and biceps.
Yeah, I'm a brilliant child. I'm brilliant.
Let's
Trust
say
me.
you're saying be prefect.
You know, we used to have all those fitness this thing on TV.
I'm brilliant. Trust me, I'm brilliant. I studied biology very well. I'm very good with agriculture, with our Greek. I had a farm in school. I didn't tell you this part. So there's a lot of times when living with her mom, there was no food for days and months. Yeah, there was even sometimes that she would just lock us in the house and go for like a week. And people had to pass food for us through the window. I remember eating Ofio, bags of
I
Ofio.
cannot.
That, yeah, for Ofio. We use Ofio to sustain ourselves.
What
While
is
our
Ofio?
mom,
For
Ofio
those
is tiger nuts.
Tiger nut.
The dried one, actually, not even the wet one. I remember eating it. Yeah, headache. No,
And
wet.
cough.
It wasn't headache. It was food.
It was sustenance.
It was sustenance. It was not, yeah. I remember a time, and I used to use it to talk to young people a lot, that food is mental. Hunger is mental. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want the body to sustain on only water, because that's water is the only thing you see, it would. You know, those ideas that you say, if you eat carbohydrates, you will get kwashiorkor. I drank Gary for 7 months without break. There was no kwashiorkor. Gratitude, contentment has more power and more nutritional value than a single kind of food that you can eat in this life. We were grateful for that Gary. We go keep her now, leave her. Like when I may go swear,
So
may
can
bust.
travel.
Yeah, so can travel. Make it, you
Yeah.
understand? Even go to Yalewa.
So far.
Yalewa, you know those Yalewa, you know the water they did for their this thing. We tell them,
Omiyewa.
say, yeah, you say ewa 1 naira, sell ewa 1 naira, so that the water of the this thing, you now create a gelatinous mixture. Because when you get Gary and you put it on fire and continue to do it, it becomes omama faba, and so it go turn gelatinous. So by the time you chop my goats, go get weight.
Foundation.
Yeah, it will get weight. Yeah. So then when I was in school, I was at a Greek student and we were given portions of land for our Greek practical. I used mine to grow vegetables and I was selling my vegetables as railway. I get pen cinema side. Yeah. So I was selling the vegetables for a bucket of Gary. That's why Gary cannot Gary cannot miss in my house. Gary cannot. The moment Gary finished, when I believe that food has finished, every other food can finish in my house. As long as I have Gary,
Yeah, good.
we're good.
Yeah, you all go from way back.
We go from it.
Gary and you, 5 or 6.
Gary is my bestie. Like,
Wow.
that's my bestie right here. They say, so you go blind. Your eyes. Not if you go blind because you said that. You're not eating Gary well. If you eat Gary as a sustaining meal and you are grateful, your cells will there's a connection between your mind, body, spirit.
Absolutely.
A big connection. Yeah, that's a story for another day. But yeah, you wanted to ask me a
Yes,
question. Yeah.
before we go too far, because all these things that I've been listening to, it's crazy. I wanted to ask first: is your mom still alive?
No, I've lost both parents.
Okay, but
Yeah.
bless her
Yes.
and bless him as well.
Yeah.
But did you ever find time to speak to your mom about her own trauma?
Yeah, to an extent, I would say I did. And that day, I felt she was going to kill me. That was way before I ran. I just felt like somebody needs to tell this woman the truth. And I could not keep it any longer. And I told myself that day that whatever she would do to me that day, I would take it. But surprisingly, she didn't. She just
What did you tell
was
her?
weak. I can't remember. I think I was coming back from somewhere. The memory is still a bit fuzzy. And I was trying to get her to defend me for something. I think the usual man, they pursue you, because she's always taking us from one hotel to the other. So the only place I get to read is when the bar is empty. So I need a space where I can focus and read. You understand? So I go there sometimes to get that space to read. And that was when somebody approached me and I was trying to come back to her and tell her that this is the situation. And she turned it to a whole, I need to see your elder sister, you understand? My elder sister, which is not part of the same father, that, there are men that come around her, you understand? She knows what to do. I'm like, know what to do. I felt insulted, first of all. You flog me, I don't do anything with man. Then now you're telling me to go, and I'm like, I want to read. And what you're thinking about is how for me to prostitute myself so that we can. No, I'm trying to read and get an education so I can do something about that. I even told my mom I'm going to go and be a house help. I would rather be a house help than that. I even started asking my friend, if you need somebody to come and clean your house, let me come and do it. If you're going to give me food, I'll take it. Yeah, I did it for some of my friends. I was like, I will take it. I would rather be a house help. I've sold needle and thread at Ojota before. market before. Do you get what I'm saying? That there is dignity in labor. I'm not ashamed of any kind of labor. I am not. I will farm. Do you get? So that was it. So it was the anger that gave me the courage when I came back that night and say, wait, I said, you know when you are talking to your parents and the tears coming out from your eyes, Mommy, you cannot keep doing this.
annoying.
You cannot keep doing this. Mommy, you are the reason why we are still here. Someone needs to tell you the truth. You cannot. I didn't know when I was like looking at her in the eye. I said, Mom, we need to change our life or our life. All our lives are going to get destroyed now, Mom. All our lives are going to get destroyed. Is that what you want? Is that what you want for your life? Is that what you want for your children? You are a brilliant woman. You built industries with your hand. I saw you do it with Dad. Like, what is going? Like, I don't know. I just could not take that any longer, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what the woman traumatized that didn't know what to do with herself looked like. I didn't know what it felt like. I didn't know what it was. I just thought, are you being wicked? I just saw a wicked mother. I just saw somebody that somebody should please save us from. And that was the only time I could speak, and my voice was shaking, and I was trembling because I knew that my family, but all that I would die telling the truth. And I locked myself up in the store because I didn't know. Mom says the type that is when you sleep that they'll come and beat you. So Asha was just anticipating violence at any time. I don't know when it was going to come, Sha. So every time I sleep off, I'll see her coming close to me. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping in trauma. So I had to lock myself up. I slept in the basket. I locked myself up in the room. She did not do anything. Instead, she just looked at me. And she just kept quiet, and she did not say anything. And she just kept quiet. Then to today, I don't even know what that conversation is. But I'm grateful to God that later on, when I got to school, when I broke the Guinness World Record and everything like that, I would try to reconnect with her, you understand, before she passed. That's another story again.
You know
So
why?
when
You know why?
attempted that
I
Guinness
know
World
why I
Record,
asked.
you were not in good terms with your mom.
Not about good term. It wasn't a bad term or good term. It was an escape term. It was a term
It was
of
status quo from
it
when
was
she
just
ran.
it was just term. I have no bitterness towards my parents. No. I was fighting for a life they brought onto this earth that I've realized that it needs to find a way on its own to survive and to get things right. And life was parenting me. God was parenting me at that moment. They didn't have what it took to parent us.
But when I talk about her, saying something, I'm also asking, like, was there ever anyone she unburdened herself to, to say this was what my mother did to me, or this was what I grew up, that made me become the person that I am, or that that
we
she
never
was.
got a chance to have that kind of conversation. Because
Do you feel bad
not,
about it?
Nope, I don't feel bad about it. I learned to understand it. I cannot take on the burden of her own pain. I can't take on that burden. I can only understand it, sympathize, and be compassionate about what must have programmed her to that. You understand? But I cannot be the one to carry that
burden
of I feel bad for you for. I cannot feel bad for her in the context that what it is. I just grew into understanding also as a mother and as a woman that have to go through our own pain and trauma through the offshoot of the generational pain and trauma. It's a chain. So I cannot be shackled, and you're telling me to be wondering about somebody else's shackle while I am still shackled. That is reshackling. I cannot.
Shackle.
It's a shackle.
Also, material says something whenever he's introducing me. It says something that omotobi totutu raibi.
What does that mean?
A child that was born and rebirthed herself. Yeah.
So basically, you literally unlearn to relearn.
Exactly.
What was that particular thing? Because lots of people will use this your situation. I'm sorry, I'm quite shaky. Lots of people will use this your situation and they will say they want to get on the street. They want to do different things that are not right.
Yeah.
But what was that thing that kept you moving? Is it because you saw yourself, a bigger picture of yourself, or is it because you had God earlier? What was that thing that kept you pushing?
I think it's a combination of both. I think I'm blessed with the good sides of my two parents found his way inside of me and manifested. That's the best way I can explain it because I'm still from them. I'm still of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And I will still have to carry some of their demons as well. So I think by virtue of their union, they are good people inherently. Nobody's really inherently bad. It's the way we interpret our environments that creates who we come to be. And to them, they were doing the right things. And if you look at it from the context of intention, most likely, yes. My mom will not intentionally want to kill her kids. In fact, there are some things that she will do. She'll be like, she says she's protecting her children. You understand? That's what she learned to be protection. But it's not protection. You understand? It's what it is. I'm sure that Fritz understands that the depth of what that is. It's not protection. You understand? It's you running away from yourself and projecting it forward and now creating scenarios based on that projection that is creating another layer of the chain. So while you are projecting the chain, you are creating the shackles gradually around your children without realizing because you think you are protecting them. How do you protect somebody of something that you did not understand or you did not heal? You understand? You cannot. Yes, you cannot.
Talking about healing.
Yes.
I noticed that before you answer any question, it's like you're fight ready.
Yeah.
Have you done any form of de-trauma? Have you de-traumatized? Even if it's by yourself, do you realize that there's still a spirit in you ready to fight?
Yes.
Do you know you have that spirit?
Yes. I know I do, and I've done a lot of healing, trust me. Healing is not linear, and the journey is not a sprint. It's a continuous journey, and I know it's something that you do till the day you die. You keep healing because it's an awareness. Yeah, I'm 45.
You're a vampire, by the way.
20 years of dealing with something will take 20 more years of uncovering from that thing, or even more. And it depends on the depth of the damage. There's the damage that came directly. There's interpretation that you took of the damage that has created a persona. Then there's what it is that persona created as a reaction from what it is. And there's now uncovering that, unlearning that, undoing what it is that you yourself have done by virtue of what it is that you've been through, by virtue of what it is that's happened to you. It's a lot of uncovering. I am like this because I am reliving some of that experiences to tell it to you, not because I am still traumatized by it or I'm healing from it. I've healed from it a lot. I won't say completely. Right? Because I have learned to start embracing it and stop resisting it.
Okay.
Because it's a shadow. You have to embrace the negative and the positive. You have to embrace the inner child that was broken. Rather than trying to fix. You have to listen. You have to understand. You have to embrace. You have to know where it's coming from. When you understand the roots, you can start tendering the garden differently. So I've just started understanding my roots. I've just started understanding myself, unburdening, unlearning, de-traumatizing myself. You understand? I am one person that do a lot of self-work. One person I don't lie to is myself. One thing that I don't shy away from is the truth. No matter how it hurts me, no matter how it pings me, whenever it pinches me, it's truth. Let it do what it needs to do. Open yourself to it. That's why a lot of people are talking about healing. I don't know how many people are really ready for it. Because when it uncovers who you truly are, by virtue of what you've been programmed by, you might not like what you see. That's why some people run to drugs, run to escapism, into alcohol, womanizing. So many things, escapism, right? That's why I don't judge people like I used to before. Because it's the virtue of strength they have to deal with the different circumstances different from your own. Just because you have the tenacity to deal with one thing and it's easy for you, another person doesn't know how to do that. And that's where compassion and humanity needs to come into play. That's where my compassion for my parents came into play, and the humanity that I had to feel for them and the forgiveness I have to find for them. For a long time, I just did not like what they did. I wasn't bitter, but I was broken and I was upset. You understand? I was really upset, right? But at the end of the day, I have to find compassion in all of this and understand that life lifed them too. And they operated from what they understood. And they wanted to give their best from that space. When you are trying to serve something with poison, doesn't take away the poison from the food. Just because it's beautifully cooked doesn't mean the poison is not still in there. And we chop them well, and that poison comes into us, and it develops another version. Now you have to find a way. How do you remove poison that is part of that your DNA is attached to it without even tearing yourself apart?
I think you should dilute with the good.
With the good. With the new you, with the new information. So that is what I am finding Kaffy. Like my last event that I did, Transform with Kaffy, I told people, it looks like an impact base if I want to transform people, but it transformed me. It was the first time that I actually went all out for me. And not attached to anybody or anything. It was me expressing my essence. It was me doing something that my essence was so happy about, that my inner child said, you finally saw me. You finally did your best for me. I am happy. I felt one of the biggest burden lift. You know when you're uncovering for healing, there's one level. And for every phase, there's always one big rock that goes up. I felt another one. The one that I was searching for from my dad. The validation I needed.
Yes.
I found it for myself. It has always been inside. And that's what I want to tell young people and anybody, even every one of you here. We're sold a lot of lies. A lot of lies. And the lies did not come because some of them were intentionally meant to be lies. They were the truths that they knew. But they were lies when it comes to the fact of who you are. Nobody can love you into the love that you need for yourself. Nobody can complete you. Nobody's meant to do that. You are whole all by yourself. There is no husband out there, no wife out there, no child out there that can validate the worthiness of your existence more than you can do for yourself. Nobody is supposed to be your safety net. The moment you are looking to another human being for safety, then you know that there's a lot of work to do. My triggers are my educational system now. My trauma has been my best principle. You understand what I'm saying? And that is where the authentic version of who I am will emerge from, because we are all innately pure and we all innately have love in us. That is why even an Agbero can still be kind. That is why even somebody that is bad to someone else is good to somebody else. Do you understand? It's the environment where they feel safe to express that pure nature of kindness and love that allows them to do that. When they feel threatened, they will act from the place of threat. Even the Gen Z baddies, I've spoken to a lot of them. It's insecurity. It is the nurture, the nature, the environment that nurtured the mindset that believes that take from men, this for men. There's this war, man against woman, gender wars, and all of that is purely unnecessary. Man is equally as attacked as woman is. And guess what? Women are the power that the world still has to heal even the man. That's if a woman knows how to heal herself and understand that place of that power that she wills. I am becoming the divine feminine that God has made me to be. And my essence and my light will not only heal me, heal a lot of people out there. I'm just saying, don't give up on yourself. Let go and let God. When people ask me most of the time, what keeps you young? Forgiveness. And it's not once. People don't know that you have to forgive certain things over and over again. Over and over again. If it comes, you need to forgive. So always, I cannot be forgiven. Let me just shut it out. Then you're not going to find true healing. Let it come. I've learned to, like the things you talk about, I've learned to sit with the pain. And when it comes knocking at the door, like I saw on Instagram, a lady was like, grief, welcome. Sit. What do you have for me today? What do you want to say today that I don't already know? Let's have a conversation. It's okay. Now I know I'm safe now. Nobody's taking me away again. Nobody's going to abandon me again. I'm safe now. I'm safe in where I am. And we have to speak to ourselves a lot that way. Remind ourselves that we are safe. Forgive those that are just guardians. And sometimes they might misguide. But one thing that in all of this, we need to sit with and finally just understand that life happened for you and not against you. I will not be that great woman. I will not be that woman that can touch lives if I don't have the true story of a broken life that God put together to tell. I cannot relate with a young girl if I did not go through my pain. I cannot relate with a young guy if I did not go through my pain. I speak into men as much as I can speak into women. And I speak from a place of where I have been and not from the poison of where I have been. Because some people will derail men and women because of their pain. We have people doing that a lot. Toxic positivity, toxic preaching, toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, all driven from the same place of pain because they claim they are trying to protect you so you don't be like them. No, you don't protect people by avoidance. You protect by being present in the space that you are. Acceptance, not avoidance. Accept. And that's where I am. I've accepted everything. The only reason why I'm even reliving this story is not because I sit with it every day and I say, hey, mommy have done me this, daddy has done me this. It's done. They are gone. But their legacy lives on. And whatever it is that God put in them, right? They were meant to be my parents. I was meant to go through what I went through so that I'm meant to go through with the level of awareness I am so that my son, Sean, and my daughter, Eliana, will be a better version of even me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot to uncover, and I know a lot of things could be taken out of context. But
I wanted to move to something that doesn't have to do with your parents this time around. It has to do with you. And you mentioned your children.
Yeah.
And people have had issues. I had wanted to ask earlier about how you wanted to seek validation because you wanted your dad to love you. And I wanted to also ask you how that affected your relationship when you proper started, having like relationships with men. But you answered that earlier by talking about love and value. You don't need somebody to validate you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're in the social media space and we know you two personally. It's not like there was anything hidden in your marriage. And unlike other marriages that would go south and you have people, bashing themselves on social media and he's a bad man, he's not going to see my children, and all that. You acted like it almost didn't happen, because you were still cheerful. And when you were open to talk about it. I don't know how long it happened before you finally spoke about it, but the time that you spoke about it, you didn't speak with pain. People would almost say, are you serious? Are you sure you're not lying? But you spoke about it. And I want to ask, how are you able to go through these very difficult times?
Yeah.
Looking back at where you're coming from and what you have been through, how were you able to sit through it and still come out and say like it didn't happen? What happened? How did you do it?
How do I coin this? The nature of who you are will always show itself regardless of the circumstance. It's not anything performative. It's just who I am. I don't operate with bitterness. Before I even made it official that I wasn't doing anymore, I was already not doing anymore. And mentally. I was already not only mentally, physically, relationally, I was already putting myself in the space of, okay, this is not working. Why is it not working? I took counsel. I had a therapist. I had all the things. Before something spoils, you go on, try everything you can to fix it. Trust me, I did everything. I read all the books. I put myself on the scale. Okay, where am I making the mistake? Everything that you can think of that a woman that loves family, because I do love family. I love the whole essence of it and everything like that. But I didn't understand how to pick a partner. I didn't understand what being with the right one was about. I was misled by meals and bones and butterflies in the tummy. As funny as that, it has a subliminal programming that it does to the mind of people. And it creates unrealistic expectation that you have of another human being. I stopped thinking about him being the wrong one and also seeing myself, and maybe I was also the wrong one for him. But women always want to project the other person as bad. What about if I was bad for him? Doesn't mean that we are both bad people. We're just not good for each other. right? And I found out that the kind of woman that I am an enabler. No, you understand? You want to fix things. I'm a fixer. It's not good for certain men. It will not allow them to blossom into their fullness of who they are. It probably even casts a shadow of who they are to them. And you will not get what you are expecting. You can't be a fixer and still have expectations. You get what I'm saying? So I had to learn within all of that system to look. I had spoke to God. I prayed. I fasted. I did all I needed to do. And I knew that, first of all, marriage is not the reason why you're here on earth, because marriage not even the heaven self. So it's a construct of this 3D world that we are in. And yes, as much as it is important in order to create good communities and environment and people with the same system of how will I put it, moral and core values, it is not what validates your existence, like we've been, propagated to be. And I had to unlearn that mindset, because being a dancer, that whole idea of that you only rock affair, nobody's going to put in you don't have a stable home, you don't have all of that. So all of that was also playing in all of that. So I stayed longer than I should have, because I was also trying to protect that whole idea and perception. And when I started getting clarity, reading Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo's books and all of that, I really started, that's when I even understood what it is that what a man should be doing and what a woman should be doing. I didn't even know all of that. So I couldn't hold him accountable for certain things on time, because as a wife, I'm just supposed to be doing so many things, and I was just doing all my part. And there was adverse reactions to all of those, even if it were from a good place or intention. So all of that governed my mindset. And it's a man that I loved. I cannot unlove you. I can just take my love away if it's not keep bringing me peace or whatever. You don't really unlove it. They said energy cannot be destroyed or created or destroyed. You can only be changed from one form. Yeah, changed from one form to the other. So I can only change the way I express the love, but it doesn't take away the love that has been there. So that was what I was learning to do, to love myself, to find myself. And as I was finding myself, it reduced the pressure, it reduced the bitterness. The moment I feel like I killed this man, like, why would you do this to me? And all of that things that I can say he's done. My experiences were my experiences. The bad that was done to me did not occur. I wasn't guessing them. They were done. But it was also by virtue of a decision that I made to be in that kind of space. And I have to take responsibility for that decision and own that responsibility and start looking at the person not just as a problem, but where am I the problem? Is it by virtue of my decision that I'm a problem, or by virtue of my staying complacent to certain things or enabling certain actions and now needing a different reaction from me, my being an enabling of that behavior? Why? Because I want to keep a man. I want to have a husband. Do you understand all those kind of dynamics? So they all play the role. So I can't just give you a straight cut answer, because there's no straight cut answer to that. But that was part of what was playing in it. And I wanted to leave the marriage in peace and not in pieces. I had to speak to people. That was one of the people that I even called then.
We spoke for 2 hours.
Yeah. And we had to speak, because what's important is that whole idea of to stay because of the children. My children were looking at us and like, hey, go if you have to leave.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Me, Steph, when I was small, I was praying that my mom and dad did not stay together. Even at 8 years old, I was saying these people are wrong for each other. I didn't say because they're my mom, dad, and father, they should stay. So I could tell from how my kids were seeing us that there's nothing like stay because of the kids. No. It's who you are with the kids that matters. Not staying because, who are you? The fact that you have kids and you're separated, who are you? They'll continue to connect to who you are, regardless of whether you are together or not. And that was very important. And my children, separate them from me. They are amazing people. I get that report all the time, that they are amazing human beings. So God blessed me with that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? So that was it. I wanted that, and I didn't want that whole social media. I had the moment of that battered woman. They say woman scorned. I feel like I had that moment, but I was actually fighting more against the comments than against him. You understand that? You are telling me why did I leave my marriage? Like, are you kidding me? If I die now go mourn me. My reaction was more to that than even to the person. My own reaction to him was like, you know what? We don't work. We can't work. And the more I'm finding myself, I can't be working on me more than you're working on you. than working on the marriage one that you are also willing to work on it. It's not. So I think we outgrew each other mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually.
Do you think that age difference was a factor?
No, not necessarily. No, I don't. First of all, I'm not attracted to a man by virtue of age. You understand? It's the presence, what he carries. My ex-husband is a brilliant man. He's a very talented human being. He's also blessed. He just has his own demons. You understand? And where we could deal with it together, we didn't know how to deal with it together. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe if I was in this space, right, probably 90% chance I'll probably not marry him if I was in this space when I met him. But maybe if I was in this space and I still decided to have married him, probably I will have even done
Have
things.
a better approach.
Better approach, yeah, because of understanding the old trauma, childhood wounds, all those inner chatting. I just a learner. Me self, just a learner. So you gotta have two learner on the driving wheel, you will crash.
Very true.
So I had to remove myself from the driver's wheel so that I can understand life in itself, because that is not what life is all about. So talking about the bitterness, child or no child thing, it wasn't even a contest. It was just a reality. There was a reality in our lives that needed that the children were with me. It was a reality, not, and I've never said, don't come be around the kids, or this is, no. The only thing that's important for me and the children is their safety, their well-being, and the environment where they want to be nurtured. If they have to go to him, there's an environment where all of that is in our legal documentation. I don't have to bring that up in here, but it's very civil, and it's very, for me, is their father till tomorrow, till they die, till we all die. It's going to be their dad. I don't speak against their dad. I don't speak bad about their dad to them. I speak reality. I speak truth. They understand why we were separated. They understood what happened. I told them, if you don't want to hear from me alone, ask your daddy from his own side of the story as well. Let's have those stories together. If you want to understand it between both of us, we can both sit down and explain that. Because if we do not bring the reality and truth to them, how do they also piece it so that they don't make the same mistake? I don't want my son to feel he can get away with doing women like that. And I don't want my daughter to feel like it's okay to stay in a toxic environment as well. So being able to leave also has a statement he makes on the minds of the kids.
Children.
Whether the male or the female child. And when my children talk to me, even when they say, if you are going to date or anything like that, the way they talk to me, they're like, just know that you don't need a man to be this, that my kids don't speak to me like that. They like, you are more than a woman. You are somebody that anybody should be blessed to have. You understand? So that is the relationship we have. The relationship with their father, very cordial. The relationship I have with their father, if he is in this room right now, you will not even think, he was like, are you guys still together or whatever? You understand what I'm saying? So we give each other space and all of that. So no bitterness. And I don't advise anybody to use children, weaponize children. It's horrible thing to do. It only speaks of how unhealed you are. You understand? I understand the fact of where maybe the children are a danger to that spouse or whatever. Some parents have to take strict, make a lot of decisions to protect the children from certain kinds of spouses. You understand? Especially they want to have narcissism around them, or they're just a danger to the kids. But please, men, women, also especially, don't let the kids become the weapon of mass destruction to validate your pain or justify why or the wrong that you were done. They have no part to play in that. Leave them out of it and just be a parent that they need when they need them. You understand? That is very, very important for me to also let the world know that there's no beauty in that, really, because they are just different people entirely, and they're also trying to navigate life. And the only mirror that they have is you. You, the parents, are the reflection that they are the first mirror they see before they see the world. And if they can't see value in themselves where they were born, they will seek it somewhere else. And that's where all of us get derailed from life. Yeah.
So I want to, so sorry. Just quickly on divorce. One of the biggest problems, I know you and I spoke extensively that period. Yeah. And I saw your strength and I admired it, and I told you I believed in you.
You told me. Yeah.
And one of the things that I also told you was the Nigerian society needs to be deconstructed with regards to divorce. Too many people are in toxic marriages, not because they don't know that they need to go their separate ways, but because the first thing society will say is, you that could not keep a marriage. It happened to me.
Yeah. Same here.
And it was a conversation we had. And I want you to speak about where you got that strength to face society. Because if I don't know if I shared my story with you. I was in a bad marriage. I couldn't leave, not because I didn't need to leave, but what would they say in church?
Yeah.
What would my office people say?
Yeah.
The only one thing that we thought he could do right is failing at it.
Wow.
So marriage was a validation. And if you don't have too many validations, because you have enemies here and there, when one validation crashes, they use it to tear down other validations. When I was 19 years old, my parents had some issue and my mom said she was leaving. I went to look for a house for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt, as a kid, if you guys are not working, why are you staying together?
Yeah.
So where did you draw that strength from? After I left my marriage, I noticed that a lot of people, all those people that were saying, all of them started leaving one by one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trailblazer.
99% of the people that criticize me about my marriage are either not married today or have left their marriages.
I got calls too.
You
I got
understand?
calls that I want to leave so bad. And if you know the people, God.
So
Did they later leave?
where did you get that? I know you are like this. See, this to face the crowd.
Yeah.
Especially as a man is easier. A woman, it makes the narrative is you are irresponsible.
That one we no fit keep man.
Now dance.
I heard a lot of stuff. I heard even after you used him, his youth. After you used him to collect children, collect IVF champion, because I don't understand. After you have used his youth, they just so many stuff. It is well. I am a very strong-spirited person, and I don't conform to crowd. I've never done that since I was a kid. It's what has kept me resolute in everything. If you want to know the basis of that answer, then you should also be able to answer the question, why the heck will you choose dance of all careers in this world when you have all the odds and SWOT analysis saying don't, and you still believe and pursued it? Because what is inside of me is greater than what the opinions of us people outside is. Much greater. Much greater. You think I'm irresponsible? I know how responsible I am as a woman. I don't sleep around. I don't do casual. Do you get what I'm saying? Except I find myself in a situation, that's the worst that can happen. So I know me more than you know me. And it is that strength that I used to pursue. The fact that I will live, I can live. And I have to live for sanity, not just for sanity. Sanity is the second reason. The main reason I had to live was, why am I on earth? Did I come to earth to marry? Or do I come to earth to project the light that God has put inside of me? And what I carry, if marriage is going to be a hindrance, then let it go. Sometimes the shackles that we place upon ourselves is what the world has sold to us as what makes us important. And those things are not important in the eyes of God. I ask God, why you create me? Why you create me? Why are they here? Brother Lee, talk to me. Why are they here? And I had to find that my purpose on earth was not marriage. Marriage is lucky to have me. Because it's supposed to be a nuclear reaction of what I already carry. It is not what validates who I am. It's what's supposed to project it and complement it. So that's why I had that strength. And I said that I look forward to him being the best version of he can be. If I have to be the one to step away for Papi J to be a better man, then let me go. Because not everything good is good for you. Not everything good is good for everything that I think is good. Because some good things, not everything good is good for you.
Say that again.
Not everything good is good for you. Not every good woman is good for the man that you think is good for. Because I'm a good woman, I'm not good for every man. You understand? I'm bad for some men. So he might be bad for me, but he's definitely good for somebody out there. And if he needed to be with me, to leave me, to find himself, to be that man that is deserving of the queen that God has for him, then that's so be it. Because I also need to create space for the man that deserves the kind of woman that I have been built to be. There's a man out there that deserves her. And until I become that woman, I don't deserve him.
Hey.
Oh you understand what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. There's a son of God out there that God requires me to get it right. To earn that. I'm not earning for the place of maybe I'm worthless or whatever. When I say earn, it's by virtue of alignment. There's an alignment out there waiting for me. And there's something that the more I become, the more I will attract and align with what it is that can become beside me so that I can even grow to be a better person. For me, the narrative of why we get married has changed. Marriage for me is for 3 major reasons. First of all, it's the salvation of 2 souls. Because if it's not going to save your soul, then why are you in it? Secondly, it is to accomplish God's own purpose, light on earth. So if it is not purpose-driven and it's not fulfilling your purpose, your soul's purpose on earth, then why? 3 is to create kingdom-level communities so that God's order for the world comes to pass. Do you understand that? So if those 3 things are not striking in a relationship, it's the chemistry and biology. And not every chemistry is meant for the registry.
Okay.
So yeah, and we have really bastardized and not say bastard, we have turned around the interpretation and definition we give certain feelings. Do you know that a lot of butterfly in the tummy is a trauma response? Real love brings peace, not butterflies. Real love is not supposed to make you anxious. You shouldn't be with, I can imagine that he freeze now, as he's here now, and he's thinking about what Taste Buzz is doing in the house. He's at peace. He can never be anxious about that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you understand? Taste Buzz now is like, hey, but before that, please come home now. What am I feeling? Oh, he has not yet called me. He has not yet. You have healing to do. I'm still healing from those anxious feelings because of security. The idea of security is giving, that power is given to another human being rather than by yourself. Please, I want to ask you a question. What are you going to do? Or what can you do to hold another human beings back from a decision they want to make when you are not there? So it is only when you are there you feel he's right. But when you are not there, you don't trust it. Then it's not yours. Because a woman or man that is meant to be your own, wherever they are still with you.
Preach.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I have to be worried of what you are doing or imagining stories of what you are where you are with, there are 2 things that tells me I have personal problem that I need to work on. And 2, he's not the guy, because if the relationship does not create some level of security within itself, why have it? Then 2, you also have problem. I also have problem with security that I had to deal with. That's the anxious, they call it anxious attachment style. You understand? So we all have things that we are all dealing with. But the more awareness we have, the more we can catch ourselves and say, oh, I'm not going to project this into my next relationship. I'm not going to be looking for Papi J when he's not there. Because even the Papi J himself is working on himself. He's not even the same man 2 years ago that I left. Do you understand? It's either becoming better or it's becoming worse. I don't know what I'm saying. Thanks. I'm not the same woman. I'm definitely pushing myself to be better. Do you get what I'm saying? So in all of this, the whole idea of divorce, the concept of divorce in this country, yes, like you said, it's not good. The backlash of even just being a single mother. So you said some people, I've had somebody tell me because I'm a single mother, I can't even think about dating me because I have 2 children. But that person will also have a situation one day, maybe the mother or the parent will have a daughter or a son that also is a single father. Is it not a woman that will come and marry that one too? Why is it easier for you to think that a single mother is not more eligible? What do they call it? It's not
eligible spinster.
It's not eligible spinster, but your son that has had even 2 children from 2 different women is an eligible bachelor. Do you understand what I'm saying? What makes you think that a woman that has been divorced is not even the better candidate if she has worked on herself? Or a man that has been divorced is not even a better because he has worked the work, he understands it. Yes, some people will repeat their pattern. That's because they didn't heal. But some people will heal. What is the guarantee that two single people today are not both going to be divorced people tomorrow?
Right.
Because why are people feeling like, no, I need to marry him fresh and I need to marry her fresh. But both of you are going into the same data that the world has computed for you. That over 70% of marriages crash. You are part of the 70%. So the likelihood that you will not work is high. So whether you marry individual or you marry residual, what is important is the healing and the work you're ready to do as a human being and finding that opportunity to find another person that aligns with that level of growth you're willing to go into.
Right.
Really.
What if I don't want to find someone else and I just want to, I feel like I might transfer my trauma into another person and I just want to take my whole life into my hands. Like I want to go for IVF, raise my child by myself. Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. It's a decision.
It's not a decision.
Every decision has consequences, and the word consequences could be positive or negative. And the word positive or negative is also dependent, it's open to interpretation. So there isn't anything really good, and it's not good and bad is very subjective. You understand? All negative experiences are not bad. Neither are all positive experiences good. There's a level of positive experience you have that will spoil you and it doesn't enable your build capacity. Whereas pain builds capacity. Too much good does not really build capacity. You know that, right? The only thing that really builds capacity is pain. Even in the gym, the moment you lift a weight, you are tearing muscle.
I can feel it.
Oga, relax.
Something has to break for something to grow.
True.
It's yin and yang. The dark and the light combine for you to have vision of what you see. You must go into dark. If we are not in a dark room, we cannot appreciate light.
Facts.
If there's only white light here, you are blind. Do you know that? You are equally blind in the dark as much as you are in the light. You need the dark to see the light. You need the light to see the dark.
You need the dark to see the light.
You need the light to see the dark. Both have to coexist. That's why I have embraced all the negative stuff that happened in my life. All these are for storytelling purposes and to also help people see and nurture.
Very true.
And know that you did not do what happened to you. And you had no control of what happened to you, but have a control of how you happened to yourself.
Very true. There's an important story that who better to tell than the dramatis personae and the main character in the story.
Exactly.
Now, at the turn of the 21st century, many of us used to, watch American music videos and see their video vixens. Always there when you call. Always. Our own Nigerian women wear long skirts and just, it was a particular pattern. I know, go agree. But we saw somebody young and different. I will never forget the first video I saw you, that Lexi Do.
The first video I saw was, I love the way you roll it.
You don't break record past all those times.
I watched.
There was just something about the lead dancer. The way you look at the camera and just like this.
Oh my God.
It was just different.
Electrifying.
That's the word.
Once they watch the video, because then sharp, as this one show. But you were like, who be this lady when they dance like this? No be normal steps. No be the there was just something different. So I would like for you to just maybe detail the story of how you started. Then importantly, in 2006, for 55 hours, you were on your feet, dancing to bring glory, not just to Nigeria, not just to West Africa, not just to Africa, not just to the world, even to womanhood. Because I remember saying you go dance. There were people who were surrounding, everybody just they follow, but just they dance, they go. And it was broadcast live on television, and children around the country, people were watching, seeing that determined and resilient woman. So let's start from how you started and then tell us the story of how you wrote your name in the annals of history as a Guinness World Record holder. Thank you.
It's all intertwined. Thank you for that intro to the story. It's all intertwined in what the struggle story I told you about. Aeronautic engineering was what I wanted to study. And that didn't come from just the love for planes. Like I said, I like to find the reason why things work and just apply myself there. The essence of anything I do comes from a place of how valuable am I to the world around me. And that was the question I was asking before I thought of being an aeronautic engineer. I was like, civil engineer are plenty, this one plenty. What does Nigeria need that they lack that I can feel, space for? And I found out that we didn't have enough aerospace engineering. We don't have aeronautic engineering at that time. And they told me that the only place I can study was at Zaria. I have to join the Air Force. That's the only place I'd seemingly have something close to that. So I was now, jam was jamming and everything that was going on. So in between all of that, I was also a size 16. I was overweight. I was battling my weight. And I used to go to the National Stadium. And I was really working towards my weight then, even though I really knew how to dance from childhood. My first video was actually when I was 8, Colinton Ayla's video called Blessing. I was there, very shy 8-year-old in the video. Primary school, Chrisland, then anytime there's a dance competition, I was always coming up there, but I didn't like the gift. They would make you dance from morning to night. They will not give you biscuits or cane biscuits. Yeah, there was one that I was really pissed off. Like, Orkin's 5. They'll not give you 2. The first one, the second place 1. So I danced for Orkin biscuits. But I think I started becoming self-aware as a child when I would dance and people just go and sit down. I didn't understand that. I felt maybe something was wrong with me. That why is it that when I'm dancing, everybody goes to sit down and everybody's watching me? I didn't see that as they saw something. I saw that as, my heart caught, my liver caught. So throughout secondary school, a lot of my people don't know that I danced. I was more into sports. I was playing soccer. You understand? I was almost going to the Pepsi Academy. Probably I would have been in the Super Falcons or coaching them right now. I played soccer. I was into sports and got to my uncle's house due to all those situations. And I started going to National Stadium while my uncle was like trying to get me into school. So they were like, you can try and study, do your SATs. So I did my SATs, I did my TOEFL. In between that, I was going to the stadium and I was taking aerobic classes for myself. I wasn't a teacher, I was just taking the classes. But because I could dance, I stood out a lot to Mr. T, which was a trainer. He was also a coach for the athletes, then very renowned trainer at the stadium. And that was it. One day, Coach T was not available and everybody in the class said, since coach no come, now you, this auntie that you are the one that is very active the most in class, can you not take us? I said, my own will be dance-based though, you understand? So I did the class and that's where the women, when Coach T came, I said, no, don't take the class again. Be taking. So Coach T now put me under his wings. And one day I was driving past Proflex Gym. Proflex Gym was still functioning then. It was one of the best gyms in Nigeria at that time. And I just looked at that gym and I said, God, one day I will like walk here. That same week, Coach T comes and says, I have to travel to do a meet for athletes and I don't want to lose my slot in this gym. So can you take my slot? I said, no problem. I didn't know the gym that he was sending me to.
Wow.
Only for me to get to the address. And I'm like, this was the same gym I saw 2 weeks ago. They sent me a billboard. I was like, I'm going to be on a billboard one day. I don't know what. The next thing, Nokia, that's a ton. I was on the billboard. Yeah, and same thing with the Guinness World Record. I saw it in 1988 on the table, my dad's table. And I opened it up and I said, I'm going to be in this book, but I don't know what. I'm going to be in this book. And here he is. This just to give you like, But going straight into it, that was what led me to the limelight. First was sports, fitness, dance fitness. I introduced dance fitness into the country in 1998, 1999. And I was called all the time when there was any major sports event. The basketball event, Olumide Oyedeji basketball. It was in the Supersonics then in the NBA. He did a camp. I was always the one called to like take the entire camp on aerobics, dance aerobics and all of that. Then coaches started call me that their players need agility, flexibility in motion because basketball, you need to be very fast. Dance offers that, right? Even athletics, the athletes also needed some form of agility training and quick response training. Dance offers that. It was in a stadium that I was really, really popular, right? So then Olumide Oyedeji camp came because of my association with the basketballers. He started teaching me how to play basketball. And I learned so quickly that 2 years in a row, I was named the most promising player. I was also the most disciplined player awards. And that was when my name started going on in the radio. Then I was in my uncle's house and I used to like hide to go and play games and all of that. So I was afraid when they had an announcement and my name was being mentioned on the radio, I didn't want them to hear because they would kill me. Like, when did you go and learn? When did you start doing? But instead, everybody was excited that, I was like, basketball. I came up with the trophy. I came up with a big mattress by Vitafoam and I got my first ever scholarship. Then, that's when I knew Polo because I was managing Kano Wanko at that time. And there was also a connection between them and the event. They were going to give scholarship for the event. So I used my scholarship money to pay for my certification as a fitness consultant and coach. So that was really where it was until the back and forth of my education with my uncle, where I did the SATs. I got into Wichita State University and Kansas State University. They offered admission and they also offered some, there's partial scholarship and all of that until it's one guy on Instagram does that. Until I overheard a conversation with my uncle and my dad. They didn't know I was going to hear that conversation. And my uncle was convincing my dad that why do you want to waste money on a girl child to go and study aeronautics abroad when you could actually
The
spend
same
that
one
money?
could have rescued you.
Yeah. Why did you not use that money to train all of them? You understand? Maybe he was thinking that it will help my dad save money. Maybe that was his.
Well, it's not his money now.
But I overheard that conversation and it broke me a lot. I'm sure even if his children get to hear this, that they will not know that was one of the things that it broke me a lot, because I worked hard to do my SATs. I scored high in my TOEFL. You get what I'm saying? I think I got 253 over 300 in my TOEFL. You understand? And my SATs, I think I got 11 something. I can't remember. There's a scoring. You understand? So it was just enough to get into school. And then I started going back and forth that, okay, since I really want to go. There was a university called Suffolk University, and they also were in Senegal. So I was not like, okay, since you don't want me to go to America, let me go to the branch of this same university that is in Africa. It's in Senegal. So we're trying to do Suffolk. It was just back and forth. In the back and forth, the bottom line is that I should do Polyjam. I not decided to do Polyjam. That's what got me into Yaba Tech. I did electronics engineering then. Then they now say, my child must not do Polyjam. Polytechnic is not in our destiny. Then they said I should do UME. UME, I was not getting the cutoff mark. Then I now went back to do Polyjam. Polyjam, I was just scoring and my name will come out on the newspaper. You understand? I was like, this is where I want to be, because Polytechnic was giving me the whole practical and everything like that. So I did mech engine the first year. I did elect the second year. They were like, no, until I had to go to OSU. They were doing this CESAP, this program that you do. When you do it, you enter school.
Yes.
That's how I entered OSU. So entering OSU, I entered OSU with my basketball skills, my dance skills, and I was in school. Finally, right? That's what you think. Okay, story gets deeper. So while I was in OSU, doing the whole thing, going to school, I was in a data processing, computer science department. I was doing data processing, doing everything, and all of that was going on. I was getting popular in school for playing basketball. I created the first female basketball team in OSU. There was no female basketball team in OSU when I got there. So me and the male team, we nurtured a fresh team from scratch. And we even went to the Gatti games. I think we had got silver or bronze, going in there. So that was where the popularity started coming into from the sports perspective, until one day I went to go and do photo shoot at one of those local photo shoot thing. I didn't know that the people were connected to some entertainment industry people in Lagos, and they said, oh, there's this thing called Karamba Night. They're doing it at Do It All. I don't even remember Do It All at Okwebi.
Oh, yeah.
Karamba Night, and they're looking for girls that they can use their faces are good for billboards. So I need to come, but it's like a pageant. I have to kind of go through some pageantry process. I said, I don't know how to wear heels, so I don't know how to wear swimsuits and all of that. They're like, yeah, but it's a talent hunt part of it. I said, okay, I could do dance. That was where I met Mr. Omo Talabi. So Omo is the one who was in charge of that, because when I went to the camp, it was like, you are late. I was like, I don't know about all of this, but what can I do? He said, anyway, there are some girls doing choreo. He said, you know how to dance? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay, there's a choreography session in this entire thing. You still need to learn how to wear heels, and you still have to, no swimsuit needed, because it's more or less for billboards and all of that. I said, thank God, because I was too shy to do that. And that is how I went to go and look at the back where they are training the 16 girls that I said they are training for the dance. I said, let me come and watch the dance that they are training. He said, they are doing choreography. I'm back there. Go and join them. See if you can learn it. See if you can understand it. If you can learn it, then you join it. So yes, sir. And I went to go and check the choreography. And I was watching, and I saw they play the music. When they played the music, the next thing I saw, he lives in you.
Calisthenics.
He lives in me. He watches over. That's how I was just doing reverse. I said, God forbid, I cannot come and do this. So I came and I knelt down beside Mr. Omo. I said, please, can I do a solo performance? Say, I must shout a lot that time. Say, wait, tell me. 16 guests doing choreo. You won't tell me only you. Because at that time, it didn't make sense that one person can stand on stage and perform. Only you perform. What do you want? What can you perform? I said, sir, I can't perform. Just give me this opportunity. I cannot join that. Yeah, please. So it was like, okay, if you disgrace yourself, I said, I would rather disgrace myself. So that's how I was at the backstage getting ready. I've given the DJ my music. It was time. We've done the whole filing out, all the normal thing that you do. Yeah, it's talent time, Abi. Okay. the comedian that went, the crowd booed him, he didn't do very well. Then the girls went on, then the crowd booed them more than boo. In fact, that boo-boo. They booed them so hard that I started shaking that, hey, if they booed this and they booed this, they will ebube me. I was like, my leg was just like, and I wore heels. So I was like, they were not trying to call me on stage. That was where it now made it worse. The person, the MC, is worse than Osman Material. All the way from America. She's this, she's that. My man said, I've not even danced for my parlor before for a crowd. This man is making it sound like I want professional. So he was overhyping me, and I was like, say it small, so that the expectations of the crowd will be minimal. So that's why I just came on stage. I just had to remove my shoes because my legs were like jittery. So I went and I stood. Then I looked at the crowd. Yeah, I've already told the DJ, my cue, that the moment I do like this, bam, play the music. You understand? So that's how I now do like Jackie Chan. I now cross my leg. I went on the floor and I did like this. My head was down. 10 seconds, music did not play. 20 seconds, music did not play. Hey, God. Oh. The next thing I don't hear for crowd. Hey, oh. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. Won't you look up? Kilo Jele. Jackie Chan. I was like, God, I was like, please, just. So I was like, DJ, please. So I just raised my head up to shout at the DJ. Like, at this moment, I'm not going to be the one to take this blame alone. I will look up and I will shout, DJ, play. And I'm going to, so people can look back and say, so it's even
the DJ that.
So the moment I just looked up with that fierceness, the music, it just came on the beat. Boom. Constant crowd. Americano, Beyonce, Lomo. That is how the crowd went wild. And I just, even me, I was shocked in the euphoria. I just started doing my dance properly and everything like that. That was the room, that was that crowd that had Lexi do there. Move Your Body. Rugged Man was there.
Ruggedy Baba.
Yes. Then even the manager for Adewale Ayuba, because I did Adewale Ayuba, that I need your Fuji Larry, Ale Vere Mole Camera, Alewa upstanding. So I was the one that created the moves for that video. Yeah, so that was where they were all, and that is how I got introduced to the entertainment industry. Because thereafter I did Baby Skeske, I did Adewale Ayuba, then I did Baraje because of that, somebody promoted me to MTN Yellow Show. Just started. They used to bring different artists from all over Africa. We had 13 artists, P Square, all of that, and I was made the choreographer. So that was my first major gig. I entered hard. Do you get what I'm saying? And I was ready. Because they said preparation and opportunity met themselves. I was ready because I'd never done it before, but I had done it before here. Yeah. I did it with science, I did it with physics, I did it with maths, I did it with biology. I never done it, but I knew how to do it. And that was just it. And the fact that I could speak well for my craft also shocked people because they were like, is this the dancer or the manager? Because they didn't see dance and learnedness to be something that can
be in the same body.
They be in the same body. So when I'm going to do presentations and I'm on the board and everybody's looking at me like this.
Showed you dance a lot.
I think, like, is it more than dance? So those are the things, those are the elements that gave it the groundedness that I needed and the seriousness that I needed people to take it. Then guess what? How do I now convert that to value? Because being in front of the camera was like they're doing you a favor at that time. They weren't paying anybody. So pay who?
Pay by
all the big
No.
exposure.
It was more or less like exposure, whatever. So what I did was that a lot of them, I was like, you know what? This is my fee. I'll just issue an invoice and I'll say 100% discount. Because I didn't want to not think that I wasn't paid or stuff like that. So, and I knew the value that I was trying to create, but I didn't understand how to interpret the value based on the bottom line of the hierarchy of the food chain of the entertainment industry. I didn't know where dance could be placed, but I knew it had value. So where I was able to get that value system was doing how much airplay artists were getting because I was in the video.
Yes.
Yeah. So I realized that, because I'm in the video, their airplay was increasing, meaning their marketing budget was decreasing, meaning that's where I'll get my money from. From whatever money I'm saving them from marketing, that content is where I'm able to get my value. So if you are a record label owner and you normally spend 5 million naira, for instance, in order to get 30 airplays, but because I'm in the video, you are getting 100 airplays or you're getting more than that. That means that I can charge you 1 million naira.
Confirm.
So that's where I started getting my value system from. So it's inarguably. And because I'm doing with the big guns, I'm like, do you know how much P Square paid me? So because of that, everybody else had to pay because they want to match up with what P Square paid.
Period.
So that was how I started. So it's really about common sense and all the education that I got. I applied to it, really.
The Guinness World Record. 55 hours.
You have to talk about that because I just came in from London that night. I turned on my TV and I saw it was in Rhythm Studios.
Yes.
And I got into my car. I used to drive Honda Hala then. If you know
And you
what
went to
Honda-
watch.
I know.
I drove there.
No, everybody.
You know, as
the place
radio
was filled,
station.
though. You know where you
It was a
never
big
see
deal.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody.
It was
radio
live,
station.
yeah.
Yes, live.
You know, to radio station. I got there. They just opened the door for me,
Yeah.
and I went there. Ben Bruce was there.
Yes.
The IK was the
IK
host.
was the host.
Wild Child.
You
Yes,
understand?
it was Wild Child
It was
then.
Wild Child then.
Him and Isis, his wife was called Isis then.
Yeah.
They both hosted.
Was
So-
it you with a group
Yeah.
of people?
Yeah, so this is how it was. Let me even tell you the backstory of how it even came about. Uncle Ben just saw me one time because one of the first people that really supported what I was doing. And it was like, we need to do something, Kaffy, we need to do something. You know, we need to do something that just puts Nigeria on the map. Like something good, something
Mr. Common
great.
Sense.
I was like, okay, Uncle Ben, what do you have in mind? I don't know anything. No, I don't like negative news about Nigeria. It's too much, you know, all this regime and all of that. We need something fresh, something to just put Nigeria on a good map. And I said, I don't know. Whatever you think of, I'll do it. He said, no problem. A few months later, he called me back again. How long can you dance for? I said, I don't know, sir. I have never thought about it in that way. Okay. You know, it's a Guinness record. It's a 52 hours, you know. We can break that. I said, sir, break what? 52 hours. I don't understand. So he just said it flimsily. He didn't tell me that he has gone to register and all of that too. It's a year later. He said, I have registered, Kaffy, get ready. We need to get a team. We need to break the record. I said, excuse me, don't understand. This record you're saying, what is it? How is it? How do we form it? He said, all we need is a group of 30 people and each country can have multiple 30 people try at the same time so that if one group fails, at least there'll be one group that'll be lasting, right? So they had rules. I said, okay, you must have at least 30 people in a team. You can try up to 4 teams at the same time, which is what we did. And if you lose 7 members, that team is disqualified. So each team must not lose 7 members. If you lose 7 members, that team is disqualified. So that was part of the thing. I made my own team the one that was lasting. And let me tell you, I did not plan to join them. I only planned to help them put it together because then I already have an academy. I had clouds, I had academy and all of that. So I was like, okay, let me be part of the coordinating team. You understand? So the one way we could get people who will not drop dead for that thing is to use a marathon because the dance-a-thon is not really about dance skills. It's about moving till you cannot move anymore. So they thought, okay, let's mix it. Let's mix dancers with athletes, regular people. Let's all have them mixed in a pool of those who have endurance. So to find out whether you have endurance or not, let's use a marathon to do the screening process. So we did a 10-kilometer marathon. I knew my dancers don't run. I normally run natural. I love long distance races, but they don't know how to do that. So I volunteered to take, I registered so that I can escort them in the race. So because they don't know the psychology of running marathons.
Don't tell me you won.
No, I didn't win because it wasn't about winning. What we needed was 120 people, the first 120 people to cross the finish mark. So while people were racing against them, I'm like, no, race against numbers. So I was telling the dancer, even if you're number 88, you qualify. If you're number 90, you qualify. Just make sure that you get there before number 120.
120.
That's all. So that was what I was trying to manage the psychology of running that race and got most of my people to the finish line. You understand? So we qualified the marathon, which is like, that was a crazy story of even qualifying the marathon because I practically was holding some people like this and jogging. It was not easy, you know, getting to the field because we're running from Maryland all the way to National Stadium and you have to pass through Djibouti. You understand? That's what makes it 10 kilometers. It's a lot. So we did that. We got to the stadium. Now it's about, okay, how do we divide them into the 4 groups? So they suggested that one group should have predominantly dancers, one group should have predominantly athletes. One group should have exact equal number of both dancers and athletes. Another group can be anybody and everybody mixed together. So that's how we were helping them. And we're also doing some prep work on energy, how to, you know, all the information that they need as that thing goes by. So therefore, as we are writing the list, there was now one group that had only 29 people. And we're on a night before we should do this thing. Then I said, you need to join this, we'll make it 30 because it's only 29 people that are here. Maybe you should just add yourself to it. I said, I didn't really want to do this thing. You know what? Maybe I'll drop off at some point when I don't push them reach one side. I put my name. That is how my name entered. So it's like,
Wow.
I didn't plan it. I want to go and break the Guinness World Record. I planned it by mind. Like, okay, Nigeria needs to get something done and there are young people that can achieve it. Let's do it. But one thing is that event was the baptism of fire I needed to understand what true leadership was really all about. The 30 people, I think I only knew less than 10 of them because they said they put me in a group that had more dancers. Some of my dancers were in other groups as well, but that was where I had most of my dancers and there were like 8 to 10 of them there. So that means the remaining 20 people, I don't know them. I don't know their strengths. I don't know whether they can make it. I don't know what they had, but they trusted me to lead them. And that was tested a lot because everybody's looking at you. If you tire, they are going to be tired. If you quit, they want to quit. I know what I'm saying. It was a lot. And I had to come up with strategies that will keep us going and going. Yeah, so I come up with, first of all, I stopped time. Time was not time anymore. So I divided time into 4. 12, 3, 9, 6. 12, like that. 12, 3, 6, 9.
Mathematician.
Yeah. So I have to look at it so that the mind, the mind is what you are battling against. After the body's going to go weak, but the mind now becomes mind over matter. So we do a situation whereby every 12 to 3 is when we believe that one portion of the day is gone. From 12 o'clock, unless I think 3 o'clock, I don't believe time don't go. Do you understand? Then I also did rotational dancing. So Mr. Daddy Freeze, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one other person is 6, right? You do 1 hour, lead us in dance. We'll follow anything you do. Do 1 hour, do 1 hour. So by the time I know Daddy Freeze has done 1 hour and you have done 1 hour, I know we've done 2 hours. By the time it's the third person, we've done a quarter already. By the time we do 6, we've done 6 hours already. So that idea of following one person to do their dance, then we now started doing internal battles. So there was a lot of strategies that I had to come up with, up to the whole place where some of the other teams fell off the wagon because they lost more members than they should have. I think we only lost 1 member on the last day, which was like negligible. Crazy. At that part, we ended with 29 people instead of 30 people, and it was on the last day, and it was madness. Like, there was a time that sleep is the greatest enemy of this thing. Sleep came to life. Like, you be seeing sleep like one beautiful Indian girl with nice dress. And that's how they sleep. We be doing like this. If you like this, Jaminique, if you go and hug her, you have 4. People were being like hallucinating. Wow. I was hallucinating. I was telling myself, it's not, they are not hugging me. They are not, I will not, and that was when the DJ will now start playing blues. We'll be into the end of, I say, I will run to the DJ, play fast songs. So we now started playing, I'm on a mental craze. If you watch it, there was a time that we were just running. We just run so that the body, the adrenaline will rush back, pop back up again and start moving and all that. So it was a lot. And I remember we had 2 weeks straight of insomnia because of that.
Damn.
Wow.
You could not sleep. The body was just programmed. You could not sleep. And I remember the first time sleep caught me, I was on Okada.
Yeah?
The Okada guy just no say, Percy, something hit him like an anaconda for back. You don't understand? Exactly. It wasn't, no. This one is sleep is catching you. Sleep is catching you. This one, sleep knock you. It was a boom.
Bagger.
And it was ending like that. The guy didn't say person don't die. You understand? So we had to come down and take a cab. The cab carried me past the Go Ekpewa. We don't even forget where we go. We had to take vitamin shots. The vein was so thin, they had to take, some of us took vitamins through our feet. That was the only place they could find veins. It was crazy, but after that, it really projected the whole vision. You understand? Because for me, at that moment, my mind was like, this dance thing, it needs to have a voice stronger than just what it is, right? And it needs to go to another level. And the Guinness World Record gave it that opportunity. I saw it, I took it, and that's why we're here to today. Now, I am a multi-dimensional business. You get what I'm saying? I'm able to do a lot for the creative industry and the wellness industry. You understand? I've become a stakeholder in both industries, well rooted. And dance now is bigger than just movement and shaking of body, right? It's one of the awareness I've been trying to project to people, that if people understood how powerful dance is, all other art form will bow. Dance is the language of the soul. Movement is the language of creation. You understand? And communication. So dance can find itself everywhere, in advertising, in fashion, movies, in health, in education,
in politics.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes. So because it's a tool of communication, it has the power to cut across every economy, every industry, every socioeconomic expression. It can find itself seated there, and that's why people need to respect it beyond the cultural consumption and the aesthetic or entertaining consumption of it. If a child is autistic, dance is a good tool to help. It's good for movement therapy. It's good for trauma therapy. I've used that to heal myself as well. I've used that for mobility training to heal arthritis and a lot of stuff.
Even while you were pregnant.
Even while I was pregnant, it is good for pregnant women. It's good for your body. It's good to sustain your well-being. Do you understand? That's the power of dance. Then let's not talk about its power in terms of what we are doing as human beings. You understand? There's no, come on now, if you see dance anywhere, you go stop to watch. Do you understand? And nobody go dance, see they keep problem for head. It has a way of distressing you and taking care of your mental health. So when we look at dance, the way I see dance, that's the reason why I defend it with everything, both academically, I defend it both psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. David danced and got favor from God. You understand? Dance is a weapon. It's a tool for gratitude, because with it, you can manifest all the greatness you want in your life.
That's right.
So for me, I need people to know out there, and I'm grateful for parents now that are saying my child will be a dancer because of Kaffy. Or they say they want their children to come to my school. Not just that, artists are coming to me to be trained, because that's one of my specialty, artist performance management. I always tell artists, movement and crowd control is not about choreography. There's a science to engaging the crowd, engaging. Even Daddy Freezer is on stage. He knows that it's a science towards attention and keeping people's attention. It's an energy exchange going on. So you have to understand the science of movement, mapping your stage. So many things, what we call stagematic. So there's a lot that I can talk about when it comes to how far I have grown and evolved as just from the word dancer. And I want people to stop looking at it from that music video vixen. Okay? Dance is like screwdriver. It's a tool. And it's a human tool that can be used for various expression. So when you see a dancer, they are one of the most intelligent people on earth. Their retentive memory, their eye muscle brain coordination is off the charts. You cannot do what we do. Some dancers have 60 routines in their head and they will not mix it, will not miss it. They will not mix it. That is why it is used for cognitive development for children.
Absolutely.
You understand? It helps with retentive memory and a lot of stuff. So the values supersedes how it is being seen, especially in our own area. We only attach it to culture and heritage and performance. There's so many more things that it is used for that helps you and I become 10x our productivity as human beings. You understand? Beyond what it is.
Do you have any of your kids that are following your steps, that are ready to be dancers as well?
My kids can dance, but I'm not going to force my kids to dance. No, they can dance. It's an add-on to their life skills, right? They do that beautifully. But whether they want to be a profession, I'm not a party to that. Will something to. I feel that they are another version of individuals that deserve to be nurtured. I want to see them blossom and let what I have be just a complementing force to who they become, really. So let them grow. Let them decide what they want to be.
Very true.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something and ask you a question in the same vein.
Yeah.
When I started radio, I remember I was in the university and I just came back from my radio show because I was working on the radio. And one guy looked at me, I'll never forget, his name was Kevin or Kenneth, the show was a K. And he looked at me and said, "This is what you're going to be doing when you are 40. And I went back to my room, my hostel, depressed. That, how much was my salary then? 1,500 naira in a month. And don't think it was much money because when MTN came out, they had a recharge card of 1.5 and I was collecting 1.5 as salary.
Yeah.
I had to go against the grind. My mother is a professor of law. My father is a doctor. I want to bring it to you. How did you go past? How did you break the chains of the mental construct of what entertainment as a whole was, let alone, radio, dancing are like the
bottom of the food,
the DJ. The main entertainers are the actors, the musicians. How did you face the opposition? I know what I faced in my own time. But you as a woman makes it 10 times worse. You are a woman. Dancer, melolo. Mention one dancer that is doing. How did you stand up and continue being strong, mapping out a strategy and creating the change that is not only sustainable, but diverse enough to shift a paradigm?
I believe in myself. Like I said earlier, you can't believe in me more than I believe in myself. I believe in myself and I believe in what I carry. And dance was the tool I could use to express what I carry. And because of what I carry is why dance is carried the way it is. So the value I put in dance is not because of dance. It's the value I have within me that I put on dance to express dance for what it is. At the Fizz, you could be a radio presenter, but you are also a life presenter. You are a life sustainer. You are an impact maker. You are a gift to a lot of people by virtue of what you are able to express through radio. The reason why you are still here is what you are giving through radio, not because of radio giving you.
Sure.
You understand? So what I am through dance is what is keeping me. And the hunger of what I still want to do to humanity, for humanity, through dance is what will still keep me till 80 dancing. So when people ask me, is this, some people ask, so is this all you're going to do in your life? I say yes, and I'm very busy at it. And I'm still very busy. I have 2 major websites now that's uploaded. One is going to give jobs to the creative industry, not only job structure to it, sustenance to it, mentorship to it, certification to it. That cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop. Put my money in there because I believe in it. I have a personal website that I'm using to project everything that I am. Impact, mentorship, and transformation. Through dance, I can do that. And I've done that. And I've built that. I have an app that is about to launch. Also, to help people with wellness and everything like that. Through dance, I built that. I developed that. If you're a carpenter and the house is not standing because of you, go and learn carpentry better. If you are a shoemaker and the feet that needs to be protected to go to war or to go somewhere because you are that shoemaker and you've not been able to develop that, then go and shoemake properly. There is no work here in this life that is useless. As long as you are dealing with a human being, is useful. Your gate man is equally as useful as the hairdresser. Do you understand? Because if one hair is out of place, some prime minister cannot even come out. That means that the person that did the hair is waiting. Do you know some people wait for the hairdresser before the show on TV? Or their makeup, I have not come. That's an essential worker. Do you understand? As long as that person matters to the construct of who you are or the society, then you matter. That's why I try to tell people the creative industry matters. Not the one projecting it, the people constructing it. The man behind this camera matters for this podcast.
If you're not there, we waste our time now.
The editor matters. You don't see him, but he matters.
If he turn us upside down.
The person that created the cable that we're connected to the camera matters.
Facts.
So we should stop glorifying certain career construct because of the face value. That, do you understand? Do you know how many people are terrible people and they're popular? Do you know how many people that should not be called inspiration, but by virtue of popularity, people worship them? Who they are in real life, if you know who they are, you will not even call them celebrity.
Very true. Very true.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, Daddy Freeze, thank you, brought it up. The worldview needs to change, and we don't need everybody's worldview to change.
Yeah.
One shall chase 10,000, two shall chase 20,000, 50,000. That's my belief in life. Before, I used to want everybody to accept me, and it brought me suffering. But I know who I'm called for, and who I'm called for know me.
That's it.
That is it. And those people are the one that will do great exploit because I'm called for kings.
Period.
Do you understand? I'm not called for a crowd. It's not a group call. It's not a WhatsApp call.
That's it.
So those that I call for, they know who I am.
Very true.
They will hear my whistle and I'll hear theirs. It's like a saying I say to myself, those who have what I need what I have will find me. That is what the life is all about. So let's forget about what the crowd is saying. And I'm thankful that you stay resolute with who you are and what you are. You understand? You are one man that I respect a lot. Even from the shows that you do and everything that you do. I like people that just don't let us not all just face one way. Education and wisdom doesn't come without opposition of thoughts and ideas. That is how you get knowledge. Knowledge is not supposed to be streamlined to one part. How do you understand the earth if you don't know the good and the bad?
That's it.
Because if you want to go religious, even in Christianity, we are learn the good, then we have no knowledge of the bad. That's why our children make mistakes and fall prey to demonic things.
Very true. Very
Because the things that we need to know, they'll say, don't know, it's too demonic to talk about sex, it's demonic to talk about different things. Then it's demonic to talk about it, but the life is selling it. But the world is selling it. So how does your child navigate it if you don't talk about it? You don't want to talk about divorce. You don't want to talk about broken home. The religious homes are the worst place now. They don't want to talk about anything. Like you said, when you and your mother were together, your father and mother were together having problems, and your mother wanted to leave, you wanted to rent a house. People should even be adjudicating or promoting separation, not necessarily divorce, separation more, because now two way they marry themselves. Two human beings don't understand each other. Now they enter the same house from different backgrounds. And there are moments whereby separation allows us to even get clarity. But we don't encourage it because we are trying to sell a propaganda of what we call perfect home. There's no perfection anywhere. It's a myth. So whatever craft you are doing out there, my brother and sister, it can take you in front of kings and queens.
Very true. Very true.
Do you understand?
Very true.
A man dedicated and diligent in his ways will serve kings, will dine among kings and queens. And that's what I told myself. When my parents were looking down on me, they did family meeting. They said, this is what you want to become. You want to be Ashawo. You want to be all of that. And I'm like, then you should trust your upbringing. If I end up Ashawo, something is wrong with the way you trained me. If by how you trained me, I understand the value of my body enough, you should not be afraid that I'm going to go out there to Ashawo. You can be concerned and it's okay to feel like this industry, there is a lot of exposure to this. Let me protect you from the exposure, not protect me from my expression. Because that's what causes depression. When the human being is locked in and they're not allowed to express. You understand what I'm saying?
Pour me
Gen Z
water,
don't
my
know
head
waiting
hot.
we go
No,
through.
we know. I rebuke that. We know.
They know. No.
You are a wise Gen Z.
No,
But-
Gen Zs are wise
But
these
to
days.
speak on behalf of Gen Zs, I don't blame them for how they are. They have a rebellion in them because they can smell BS. But the only problem is there's a gap
Expression.
of information that they need to nurture the place where that rebellion is coming from. And we need to do the work to feed it to them. She needs sisters like me more to help her navigate certain relationships and let her know that she should not be demonized for saying that she wants to remain single. She should not be demonized to say, I don't need a man right now. She should not be demonized for that. She should not be seen as somebody that doesn't want to do well with her life if she's not planning to be a wife. Do you understand what I'm
No,
saying?
you are not a demon,
Kaffy.
but
Yeah.
are you
I
serious?
can't believe I'm just sitting down here listening to you when I should actually be paying for this session. Hey, Kaffy, can't we do a little bit
Extension.
more?
They will read it in the book.
They will read it.
So
God.
let's talk about the book.
So this book is called Allah Jota.
Hey, the
And
name
you
is
know the name.
prophetic.
Yes, the name
a
is what.
dancer, you selling dancer.
Yes,
Please, what's the
that's the
definition?
word used to derogatory. It's a derogatory term
Hey.
to insult. I say Ashawo. So in Yoruba, it's called Allah Jota. I see this one just is selling her body for dance. But there's a literal meaning to that. Allah Jota, one who uses dance for commerce.
Commerce.
And I said, I will embrace that from a positive perspective. Like I said, everything in life is about perspective. Whatever you call me, it was your perspective. My perspective of Allah Jota is one who commercialized her dance world. This story embeds the story of the growth, the childhood, the breaking free from those chains, the finding self, the getting into womanhood, the getting into motherhood. And it actually ends with me not knowing what, at this time when I wrote the book, I didn't know whether I was still going to be in a marriage or not. So I ended the book by saying, maybe by now I could be in it, I might not be in it. But it's a book of my life and there's many more books that are going to be shared because we need to tell our stories. We can't continue to get history from the West and expect to do our best. No, we can't keep doing that. So we need to tell our stories, real life stories and share it with, people. And I don't mind. I'm going to give you all copies.
Yeah.
Then I know you have the people that watch the show.
Yes.
Yeah, where can
And
we
I'm
get
going to give a few copies for you to give out to people. I don't know how you do that.
Thank you.
Who might show keen interest. It's a book that I'm on my second set of publication now. As in, I first sold the first 3,000 and nobody has read it without coming back to me and saying it changed something. Child, adults, teenagers, read those that don't read. Because it's a quick read. It's a good read. It's a fun read. But it's a deep read at the same time.
Where can we buy?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can go to my website, www.iamkaffy.com.
Take it easy. Small.
www.iamkaffy.com.
I am spelt in full. IAM.
IAMKAFFY.com. Right? And /shop. You just see it there and you can purchase it. Or you can also DM me on my Instagram. At Kaffy Dance. Some people ask for the one that I notarized on it, autograph copy. Yes, and I can also send you an autograph copy as well. You can get that. Most importantly, I don't know if I can talk about my app.
Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm launching this app and we want to achieve 3,000 people on our wait list. The app is called Ijoda.
Ijoda. Where dance day.
Yeah, so where dance and Ijoda, dance is good. So it has a double meaning. So it's a wellness app. So on that app, I have programs designed for different kinds of people. That's my wellness app. Using dance as part of the foundation. So I have a program called Yummy Mommy. It's for mothers that are just giving birth and want to get their body back. I have Move Free for people that are rehabilitating their knees, joints, and all of that. Yes. I have Fit the Dress for people that say, oh God, I have just 2 weeks and I want to fit into the dress. We have different kind of programs.
Hey.
Don't come here, my clients.
Do you have flat tummy, please? I'm asking for my brother.
I have what they call tummy blast. There's word for tummy blast. So there's a lot. And it's the most important one that is the biggest for me is Transform Her 100. It's for women. It's a 100-day program. And guess what? Because it's 100 days, I made it $1 a day. So, because to get a shrink, get a therapist, get a coach, get a nutritionist, get everything is expensive. But because of my network and net worth, I'm able to put all these people together on a virtual system. So you can actually, have access to these people through the Transformer 100 program, which is
just 150 naira a day. You say $1 a day now.
1,000. Be like saying
No, she says $1 a day. So I'm breaking it down to the barest minimum. So look at all you are going to achieve after 100 days.
Yeah.
So it's like
$1 is 1.5.
Yeah, $1 is 1.5, not 150. Yeah.
I'm confused.
It's like saying 150K for 100 days.
Before. Now Nigeria, you do.
$1 is 1,500.
Yeah, so it's about 150K for 90 days, which is much more than a lot of women spend when you look at the value of
that
the
you're
different
getting.
you're getting and the different coaches that you're getting and all of that. And guess what? And the gym subscription. Let me now tell you, during COVID, I did the 90-day one. And I had a 97% success rate.
Wow.
I promised that women are going to lose 10 kg and we had people that lost 14.
In 100 days.
Now, let me not just about the weight loss. Let's talk about some of the things, the healing. Somebody came with a chronic back pain that she could not even stand or sit on a toilet seat. Because of my program, she got healed from it. Then we had someone who was going through IVF. They needed you to be under some kind of program. It was during our program that they were successful in their IVF thing. So when it comes to wellness is beyond body. It's also mental. More than 80% of the women trying to work out their body or men trying to remove their bare belly, it's more mental than physical. And I have that special touch. So if both of you want 6 packs, Daddy Freeze 6 packs cannot come. Do you know why? Daddy Freeze is 2 a.m. up, eating okwabi. And it'll be at 3 a.m. Say, taste bud, just please send that snake. Oh, it's all good. The next thing he has Budweiser. What is it? Then he will not drink it. So Daddy Freeze is his own problem. And husband material.
I will get there in Jesus' name.
Husband material.
Come on, the pillow.
Unlike Daddy Freeze that I I could attest to some of his habits that I can tell is blocking his
My
own.
destiny.
Yes. Your own. You are pumping chest now. Please
Breathe, my brother.
Your own. Most likely, probably late night eating. Most likely. You might not consume a lot, but you're just probably consuming wrong.
Literally go bites.
Yeah,
You said
I don't
might not
know.
consume
I don't
what?
know. I don't know. So I'm just guessing here. But you know what?
Pizza. How many slices?
Let's have some consultation.
Yes.
You understand?
You have motivated me. I'm going to be disciplined. Don't worry. The word is.
And to now add this, a lot of people are saying, I want to dance. I don't know how to dance. I have two left feet.
Yeah, three.
Me too.
I am one special power I have. No artist or person comes in contact with Kaffy and remains the same. I don't need a whole day. I just need 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yes, I have worked with everybody. 30 minutes with me will change your life. So I'm starting a program called ABCD with Kaffy. Anybody can dance
Oh.
with Kaffy. Do you understand? So watch out. Yeah, it's going to be on Ebony Live on. ABCD with Kaffy is done because I have gotten too many requests of, I don't want to be a professional dancer. I just want to learn how to dance.
Go party, no
Yes.
just sit down.
So
Deadline.
watch out for that. And for my executives, you understand? If I can teach Uncle Tony Nimelu how to dance, I can teach anybody. Executive, there's also a special class for executives. It's a 3 days masterclass. In 3 days, you will go show off. Just show off to people, say, Kaffy touched me. And I became whole.
Yes. Dr. Kafayat.
Yes. So
Oluwatoyin Shafa. We are really very grateful for this opportunity.
that is a
You
lot.
have given us over 2 hours of
He
what
reached
would
2
serve.
hours.
Yeah, you reached 2 hours. Over 2 hours
Yeah.
of what a lot of young people will look back and say they were glad that they watched this episode up until the end. Remember, I said that you opened the door to a generation of dancers. Dance has always been a popular art form, but like you said, that profit from dance was always the issue.
Yeah.
And so when you tell your parents, I want to be a dancer, they're like, for what?
Yeah.
But see what you just mentioned, they teach Tony Elumelu. Tony Elumelu.
That thing where you do, where you think say dance, no, they important. Use and win Guinness Book of Record.
We don't see him now. So a round of applause for Dr. Kafayat Oluwatoyin Shafa. We are really very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you.
Another round of applause, please.
And I want to say my own special thank you to the Honest Bunch podcast. I think I like this direction because the initial direction is like gossip. You guys are always entering fire. But I that is also still good for the audience. But I feel that balancing it right now is very important. You guys have become a voice and we need a lot of repair. Nigeria, especially our country, we can't keep talking about a better country without media participating. And now that podcasts are a thing, we need all the mediums that we have available to help the mindvolution. Nigerians are not inherently bad people. It's just that we are traumatized people. We need a lot of healing. There's a lot of structural adjustment program in this actual sense of it that can occur with our media continuing to feed. Because the way we got the rot is also the way we can fix the rot. We got it by subliminal programming and continuous feeding of toxic information. And we can eradicate that by being intentional as well with the information we put out there. So I want to say well done for grasping on that and saying that we need to add that to what it is that we project. God bless you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mommy Funke Akindele.
They'll come.
Good night.